It has been 3 weeks. I think we pretty much were just traveling last session. The caravan. And you
Mm-hmm.
ran into some spoopy little girl that had a skeleton for a dad.
Was that the last session though?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's taken you about
Yeah.
20 days to get here. It's now March 13th.
Is it a Friday?
No, I checked. And you have arrived on the outskirts of Baghdad. It's not as illustrious of a city as it once was, but it still is a thriving oasis in the middle of a desert, much because of the river Tigris that it straddles.
Cool.
uh, is there a reason why we're stopping in Baghdad?
It's just where the caravan was going. So.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to
Yeah.
get to
So we'll either have to go the rest of the way on our own, or we'll have to find someone else that's going, like, the next part of the journey.
Do we know how far that is?
Which, I mean, not really. I mean, Isaiah might know. I don't know. I don't know, though.
If
I
it's
might be able to
short journey,
know.
we can do it ourselves, but if it's long, probably not.
Yeah.
We'd have to probably buy, like, new horses or camels or whatever, because we actually didn't buy. I don't think we actually bought our own. We were just riding the ones that
I don't think so.
the caravan had.
That's correct.
We were paying a rental fee.
That was pretty cheap.
It was. We didn't have to really fight anything, so that was pretty neat.
Yep.
Okay then. I guess we'll ask around for a caravan to... Are we going to your place first, or the orb place?
I thought they were the same place.
No? Not according to Mantis.
Oh, well, I guess I'm
They're close by.
wrong then.
Your excavation is in Uruk,
Oh, okay.
and the orb, the place where you think you need to take the orb to, is in Ur.
Alright then.
Yeah. Which one's closer, do we know?
Oh, that's right. I need to move some of this shit to the bag of holding so I'm not encumbered. Because bags of holding are heavy. If you don't have anything in them, they're actually
They are
tough
down.
to
They are
carry.
both down the Tigris River. Uruk is closer, and Ur is farther away.
So we'll stop at Pluto's destination first.
Yeah, probably. And then I'll have to find some excuse to go to Ur. I'll have to give them. I mean, we have a reason to go there, but I just have to come up with some reason for
Excavating.
Isaiah to give the excavation thing there, like why he's going there. I know I just got here, but I gotta go to Ur.
I have my suspicions. Well, we could maybe pass it and then come back.
You have your suspicions.
I'm gonna Let's see. I'm gonna cast heroism on myself.
Making yourself heroic.
Somewhere where people aren't looking. Since it lasts for like 2 hours, and then I'm going to let me turn that on here. Then I'm gonna like ask around about if there's any. Oh, this is not updated on my character sheet. That's annoying. Are my skills not updated then? Diplomacy is the right number at least, so I'll roll that one. I'm gonna try to like ask around. I'm gonna ask around for like, I don't know if there's anybody that's heading to like the people, anyone knows about any news from the dig site, I guess, and if there's anybody like heading that way.
Or if there's anything just interesting going on here, that would be good to ask.
Well, I might hear some of that while I'm looking for the other information, but that's what I'm mainly looking for. Is I'm mainly looking for how to get to Uruk, and if there's anybody like connected to that here right now.
What
So
languages
25.
do you have played?
Farsi and or Persian, whatever you want to call it, and German and Italian, which probably aren't going to be all that useful.
I'll ask
Okay.
around in Arabic as well.
Sure.
But I was trying to figure out which destination we preferred to go to first, but I guess we can decide that later. Well, no, I mean, I want to decide that now before I start going and asking around. Which location do we plan to go to first? Because you would have to make an excuse of why you're leaving again, or we can just pass them and then come back.
I figured we were going there first because I could probably come up with an excuse really easily.
Okay, then I will ask around to
Especially-
figure out how to get to that location.
Okay. You guys asking together? And which one are you asking for? Uruk or Charlotte?
Uruk?
Uruk. Okay. So Isaiah, although you aren't seeming to get anything from the locals, you run into a familiar face.
Oh boy.
Familiar.
Okay. Is it Zoe?
It's familiar to Isaiah. This is
Okay.
Bruce Harris. He was one of your history professors last year.
Oh, okay. So before the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Do I know if he left to go over to, like, is that he? Like, that's probably who I want to talk to then. So I mean, I'll go reintroduce myself if he doesn't remember me, and ask him if he's at the site in Uruk.
Ah, greeting. How have you been doing, Isaiah?
Well, I've been doing okay. It's been a longer travel than I was expecting it to be, but
Indeed, indeed. I believe I, in
some
fact,
issues.
left after you, but it seems that I've arrived in the city before. I arrived here about a week ago, and I've been setting up a caravan with supplies to head to Uruk.
Oh well, cool. Do you need help with that? I'm heading there too, but I
Oh,
mean,
good.
obviously we're part of the same school, so imagine I'm probably welcome to join on that, right?
Yes, of course. I heard news that you were joining the expedition.
Yes.
The one thing that we could use that I can't seem to get the Viceroy to spare us is some good fighting swords.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Um. Okay. I mean, I have
The
mine.
Viceroy says he
but
has no men to spare.
I could probably pick up a couple of people to help defend a caravan.
Oh,
We're
good,
caravan
good.
warriors.
I normally wouldn't be too concerned, but with the recent happenings in the world, you can't be too cautious.
Right. That's why I just got here now, because we ran into some issues along the way that made it take longer than it normally would.
Hmm.
It totally wasn't because we were spending a week in a dungeon. I don't actually say that. Okay. Well, I asked him like where he's like staying to, like, okay, so where do I want to meet you? Like, coordinate this.
He says, I'm staying in a hotel near the post office on the east side of town.
Okay. I think I can probably find a couple people, like probably some of the people that I was traveling with before would be willing to continue on.
There we go. There's his inn.
So I'll get back to you on that. And then I go back and try to find everyone else. Be like, hey, I know why we're getting there.
Okay.
Okay.
I might even be able to get you guys school funds. Being like, these are my hired
Well,
bodyguards.
I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm no bodyguard.
So you go and eventually you meet up with everybody else. Is there anything anybody else would like to do while this is taking place?
No.
I'm getting food and stuff and trying to get Dan to go and get food with me.
Okay.
Since I know he likes spices and stuff.
Okay, so Dan will go and get food with you. And
Okay.
he seems on edge today. And in
I look
general
at him
for
and
the
ask him
past
if
few
he's
days.
feeling. Yeah, has he been feeling okay? Like, you doing all right, Dan?
And he says, or where we can find the man with the hands the size of frying pans. He
Well,
said
this
a
is.
couple days ago it would be soon.
Yeah, well, you know, that information was that the guy went east, so that's where we've been going. Maybe we're close.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eyes up.
Gotta find him
Are you?
first.
Yeah, we gotta find.
You want to give me a perception for keeping your eyes open?
Sure. My perception's pretty decent. Pretty decent.
That's a pretty good perception.
Well, my lizard familiar helps me. He's
Oh yeah, free
poking
alertness.
his head out and stuff.
Hmm.
And I feed him little like foodstuffs and scraps. The hot and dry
Sorry.
climate works very well for him.
Oh, good. Hester, go ahead and roll me a
Yep.
D100.
Ooh. Come on, 100. Oh, so close.
As you sit down at some place to grab some food, you you happen to see a strange-looking fellow walk in to the restaurant or the shop just one space down.
Mm-hmm. What's
And
strange about him?
what's strange about him is that he has an enormous sword that he's carrying over his shoulder.
Oh wait, that matches the description that Dan gave, right? He had enormous frying pan hands and a big sword, right?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I don't immediately tell Dan, but I do whisper to my familiar. Oh, did he go offline? Or is that the dummy?
No.
Mantis?
That was the duplicate of him.
Yeah, it's the duplicate of me.
Okay. So, I tell my familiar to like follow him and try to keep his eyes on him and stay hidden. So Paco will, crawl down onto the dirt or the sand or whatever the heck is in this city and try to like keep tabs on him. And I pull like if whether he's eating or not, I pull on him and I say, we should go get the group real quick. I have something important to say.
Uh,
And like the moment we get like away from wherever the like you said he went into a building, right?
Yeah. It looks like maybe
Okay,
it was
yeah.
another restaurant or shop.
Then I'm gonna whisper to Dan and like imply that we should be discreet. And I tell him that I think I just saw a guy with like a really, really big sword like the one you described with the man with the frying pan hands. But I think we should get the others before we rush into this.
He grabs you. And he says, "Where is he?"
I shake and I blush a bit like, oh, Dan, like, well, hold on. Like, I saw him go into a building.
Where? Which one?
I try to tell him like, Dan, like we should get the others. That this this guy could be dangerous.
And you see his eyes, like, his face contorts in this rage. And this, like, bloodlust comes into his eyes.
oh my.
And he says, "No. No time for that." And he goes back to where you were, sort of running off. And he has his revolver in hand.
Uh-oh.
You told him where. Whoops.
I didn't tell him where.
Oh, okay.
No, he might not be able to
myself.
find him still. He might just go back and start looking around and not actually be able to figure it out. Or he might totally get in trouble or something. I don't know.
With my like emotional connection to my familiar, I'm gonna have it. Can I scram
Oh,
it
by the way,
familiar
have
yet?
it give a stealth for me real quick. Since you were
Yeah,
saying
its
it was
stealth
going to be
isn't too
hidden.
bad since it's like tiny. There you go.
Okay.
It's getting like a +8 bonus from it being so small.
Right. Hester, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna run as fast as I can and get the group.
Okay.
Like shit,
This
Dan.
is this is where you last saw Dan. Around here somewhere.
Okay.
So you run and you get the rest of the group.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-huh. She like she breathes like she's out of breath, like panting, and a hand on one of her knees and the other hand like waving you guys down. And she says, "I saw him. I saw the man with the frying pan hand."
Now we have Dan running around with a gun?
And I nod my head and I say that Dan got like impulsive. I didn't tell him like I didn't see him running towards the man, but like he's trying to find him and he's lit. Like we gotta go help him
Yes, we gotta
before he
go.
like gets himself into trouble.
Uh,
Now, what sort of connection do you have with Paco? You can't talk to him like
I
over
can't talk
distance,
to
right?
him, but we can communicate each other through emotion. Like I can
Emotion.
feel what he's feeling and he can feel what I'm feeling. And I can sense like yeah, I can sense basically him.
Um. So, one of the first things you felt from Paco after you sent him into that shop was mild shock.
Okay.
Um, but you haven't felt anything like distressful yet. He seems to be okay now. And what's Paco's intelligence at? Like 8 or 9 or something?
Something decent. Yeah, I'm trying to look up the familiar thing. His intelligence is at 9, so almost like human, almost like average human intelligence. Um, yeah, I have an empathic link with him, and I can speak with him only when he's like with me.
Okay. So, you get the group. What are you gonna do about it, guys?
I'm gonna put mage armor on myself first and then go.
Yeah, I'll put those like spells and stuff on me, like greater magic weapon and mage armor.
I'll try to find a quiet, undisturbed location to do that.
If I gotta roll bluff and sleight of hand, then I guess that's what I'll do.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we don't have rooms or anything, so we're in the public.
And probably still have heroism running. I don't. It depends on how long it took me to find whatever his name was, this dude.
Uh,
But yeah, then I take the rest of the group back to like where I last saw Dan.
Okay. And how are you going about this? Are you running, or are you walking, trotting? What's going on?
Let's see, a power walk.
I'll hustle, but
Power walk?
yeah.
Moving quickly,
Yeah.
but not running.
Yeah, we're hustling but not running.
Probably anyone
Well,
that.
the power
anyone
walk
that's,
is when you're like clenching your butt cheeks and tightening your stomach as you're walking for that extra exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe I'm hustling. I'm not power walking.
And yeah.
And you're perceptioning on the way? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I'm trying to like listen for if I'm hearing like some sort of commotion, or like a gunshot or something.
Right.
That would give it away.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going back to where we last saw Dan, and I'll tell him, I guess, like which direction I saw him going, and if necessary, we can try to track him. I do have survival.
Yeah. Um,
His track should be fresh.
and before you get there, your familiar's giving you some anxious feelings.
Okay. I keep
And
those in mind.
as you're getting closer, it seems to be more worried than afraid.
Okay, well, if it starts getting like afraid, like where it's in danger, then
It
I'm
it,
pretty sure
it
based on its
doesn't feel like
instinct, it's
mortally afraid or anything.
yeah. I mean,
It's
at the point it
it's like
feels like
a
it.
vicarious fear.
Okay, then it's gonna keep doing what it's doing then. But the moment it feels like it's like gonna be hurt in danger, it's gonna go back to the last place it saw Hester.
Okay. And when you get to the place where you and Dan were sitting down to eat, you don't see Dan.
Yep, and I tell the others like this is where I last saw him. We might have to track him down, and I will attempt to try and start doing.
Okay. I will help look for Dan tracks. I don't know what those look like,
The
but it
most
might look
elusive
like
kind of trap.
a box that he kept his bullets in or some shit. I don't know. He had mud on his boots. I have no idea.
So Isaiah and Charlotte find some tracks that well, it's in the middle of a city, so you see lots of tracks, but uh, you find some that look like they might match Dan's shoes.
Okay, well I point him
And
out to
Hester is able to follow. It looks like they're sort of going around for a little bit, but then they lead sort of northwest out of town.
Okay.
I should follow him then.
Okay, and give me a minute to. This looks like this will be fine. bring you to another map. Okay, that file's not uploading. We're gonna use this map. It's sort of thematic. So you're on the outskirts of town. And you see Dan running towards a group of 3 people,
Uh-oh.
all of whom Hester recognizes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Who could they be?
Hester knows
Actually,
them.
one of whom Hester doesn't recognize. My bad. But the others recognize. Here's one.
Oh yeah, I do remember that picture somewhere. Where was it? Oh hey, it's her.
Here's 2.
It's Rain.
Yep. And here's 3.
I'm guessing that's the big sword guy because I can see a big sword.
That's the big sword guy.
Uh-oh.
What is Rainy doing?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems really strange.
Oh, no, is that Vincent? No, that's not Vincent. That's,
I feel like we've seen this guy with the blonde hair and the hat, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Who is this motherfucker?
The
It's
guy...
Rupert.
Rupert, the guy who killed Miranda? Right?
Yep.
Yeah, Rupert killed
Mhm.
Miranda.
Oh,
He did.
Why is
Yeah, he's
Rain
bad
with-
news.
Yeah,
He's
bad
probably
news.
just gonna one-shot Dan.
With an eviscerate, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably just gonna disintegrate Dan. It's gonna be truly traumatic.
Truly.
Yeah, Isaiah might even be like, "Oh no," when he sees that, but. I'm pretty sure it'd be like. Oh man, how old is this token? What the hell?
I just pulled it from your character sheet.
Oh. Health, like, is way off. Is the health right on my character sheet at least?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, not quite. It's actually off by like 2. Oh, but I think I know why. I can fix that.
And Dan shouts, "Stop right there!" at the guy with the massive sword.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, as much as I'm watching, I guess we're also running towards this too.
Yeah.
And I'm like shouting back like, "Dad!"
Wait. Uh, and he says, "Hmm, who are you?" And Dan says, "You killed her. You, you murdered her." And he sort of shrugs and he's like, "Hmm?" As his life. And he turns to the guy with the blonde hair and he says, "Get Rainey out of here. This might be messy."
And I shout, "Rainy, what are you doing here?"
And Rainey looks surprised as she sees you. But this guy starts casting a spell.
Can we spellcraft it?
Oh boy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I rolled a 1.
Hey, 17. I probably don't know what it is unless it's like a level 2 spell or something. Charlotte probably knows.
Charlotte sees him casting teleport.
Ah, that
Yeah.
asshole. No, he's abducting Rain.
Is that 4th level?
Rainy's probably like his daughter or some shit.
That's 5th level.
5th level, yeah. Okay.
And those two vanish.
Well, I don't initiate, I let it happen, so.
And Dan pulls out his gun as to start firing as a free action. And this guy, he gets big as a free action. And if you want to intervene at all, go ahead and let's bring up initiatives.
Yeah.
I'll at least roll an initiative, although I don't know if I'm gonna actually.
It all depends, yeah.
I don't even know if Dan wants me to interfere. You know, like I feel like he probably wants me to. Like he probably want. This is probably what he wants to take care of himself. So most likely I'm just gonna hang back. But.
You're so generous.
Mm-hmm.
Doing what the man wants.
Dan doesn't know what's best for him. That's why I have to interfere.
See, that's what might cause me interfere, I guess, if like, well, that and if like other people show up, but yeah.
Dan's initiative isn't real good.
Yeah, he usually rolls super low in these sort of situations.
We both have
it's
like
not
very low
working.
modifiers. We're slow on the slow on the draw a little bit.
If I wanted to, I could have given myself a +8 to this initiative roll. Or retroactively give myself a +4, because I got that feat.
I'm so hungry.
Okay, Isaiah.
Is
I'm
any
just
of this
gonna
difficult
hold for this
terrain?
turn.
Or is this just all regular terrain?
This is all regular terrain.
Okay, cool.
I'll hold for now.
You'll hold? Okay.
Yep. If I see a spot where I want to intervene, I'll let you know.
This guy. He pulls out his giant sword and moves towards Dan and takes a swing at him.
Oh boy. Pretty sure this guy's a blood rager, right?
He could be. I don't know. He got big.
Yeah, I
Does
feel
a
like that's
32
like.
hit?
Why are you asking me?
Huh?
I'm asking Hester.
Asking Dan?
Hester's the ones who's
Oh.
invested in him.
I don't know if
This is on you, Hester.
Well, I mean, that hit. His AC and
probably does.
like he doubled his AC, and he's flat-footed.
Oh, that's your vital strike build.
He takes a chunk of damages. How's Dan looking?
I hope he didn't just die.
He might have. Let's see. I think my character would have survived that, but not by much. Like, just barely. I'd be at like -11.
Dude, Charlotte would be dead.
Yeah, like that kills.
That's so
Was he supposed
anticlimactic.
to level? Was he supposed to level?
Let's see.
Because he's level 7 here.
Yeah, we're level 8.
He might be a level behind us, though.
Does it help?
Oh wait, hold on. He has more health than that. Okay, no, he's not dead. We've been
He's
healing
not dead?
up whatchamacallit, con damage that he had from before back on the island.
Right.
That's why his con was lower. So let me see.
He should have
He's
66
at
max
neg 12.
HP if he's...
Well, yeah, if he's level 7.
So we
Right.
only got like a couple turns to save him, probably.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is we have like 3 people that can
Dan falls
cast
to the
Fear spells
ground.
on him.
Charlotte sighs with distress.
Rodney.
I'm gonna pull out my shovel and I'm gonna stand here.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Hester's not gonna just sit there.
Yeah, I've got stuff I'm gonna do. Is it my turn?
Sure.
Oh, is my familiar here somewhere?
Yeah.
They probably would have reunited with me by now.
On this turn, Paco sort of jumps out and jumps in onto your shoulder, leg, or something from a bush nearby.
Okay, so let's see, how far am I from him? Pretty far. Let's see. What can I cast that'll... I'm gonna cast Spectral Hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a little hand with me. And I'm also gonna move up a bit. Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. Charlotte, would you like to do anything?
Yes. I am going to cast a spell.
Okay. Go.
Medium range, so I'm fine. I'm going to boost the DC by 2. And cast Confusion on the big fellow.
Okay.
So, DC 21.
Okay.
Wall of text.
Hmm. It's always nice to have that info there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do something. Dan's turn.
Does it look like it worked?
Um, he sort of shakes his head for a second and,
I mean, by raw, you theoretically could just roll a sense motive, see if he's under a compulsion effect.
Yeah, but I think you get to know whether or not your spell works. Like,
Yeah, normally.
yeah.
and it seems like he's, readying another attack on Dan. It looks like your spell works.
Okay. Don't bleed out, Dan.
Hmm.
Oh.
I don't know if that's high
Not
enough
sure
though.
about
I
that.
think he's at like negative
No, it's
11
not
or
high enough.
something,
Not
isn't
with
he?
like neg. Yeah, not with that much neg.
Yeah. Somebody probably needs to get up there and give him a healing spell. The problem is that this guy pretty much is going to hit anybody that he gets in range. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got the spectral hand, so hopefully Hester can maybe send a heal, but
That's the idea.
yeah. I was hoping that maybe
Yes,
if
I
I
can
can
also try to
disable him on
incapacitate him at
his
some-
turn.
See, confusion. There's a chance that he just ends up rolling either act normally or attack the nearest creature. Which,
Right, but I don't have a whole
suck.
purse or anything like that.
Or
so...
himself.
yeah, he might roll that too. But so I probably should throw something else on him too, just to like hedge our bets a little bit better.
Yeah.
What's the range on Hideous Laughter? Which is not close. I gotta get a lot closer for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll do that, as much as I don't really like it. I think I can get to there. Yeah, I can get to there. No, actually I don't know if that's close enough. I might have to go... Okay, hold on a second. What's the range on... Let me actually calculate the range on this, because it's important. So... It's 25 plus 20, so 45. So yeah, I gotta get within 45 feet. So if I go to... I guess if I go to like here... Can I get to there? Yeah, I can get to there, no problem. Yep. I'll cast Hideous Laughter on him. It's DC 15 will save.
Saya runs up and tells a joke. I love it.
And he starts laughing.
Hooray! So that at least stops him from doing much next turn. He gets to make a save on his turn, but it's a full round action, I think. So yeah, he gets a full round action to get break out of the
Does he have to do the
the
confusion
Hideous Laughter.
percentage first, or?
I'm not even sure actually.
It looks like after he's laughing for about 6 seconds, he stops laughing and looks very sternly at Asaya.
Okay.
No one makes me laugh.
Rodney. Oh, I forgot to roll initiative for Udarium's character. She's coming in late. Here she comes.
Zoe?
Yeah.
Yeah. The dream should be
I'm
here
double
soon
moved.
though, theoretically.
Yeah, it should be here soon. Go, Rod.
I double moved.
Alright, I'm gonna have my spectral hand fly towards Dan and deliver a cure light wound. So I cast the cure light wounds and then my hand delivers it.
Okay.
So it cures him for 11 hit.
I think he's still unconscious.
Yeah, I think he's still unconscious, but he's stable now.
Yep.
So he goes
Charlotte.
from neg 13 to... Yeah, neg...
-2.
Charlotte is clocking out of work. Charlotte will hold her action until I'm done clocking out, which will probably be after Asaya. Or wait, no, I don't want to lose my round.
Okay.
I'll go... fuck, hold on. I will stay clocked in as I try to figure out what I'm gonna do. What did I prepare? Oh god, I didn't prepare good things for this. I will... Ugh. I will also cast Spectral Hand.
Okay.
And stay where I am.
We've got to
Hands
finish
on the
making the
ground.
spectral person.
Asaya.
Am I brave enough to go and just stand next to Dan here and get walloped by this guy? I mean, if I have mirror image up, there's a
Well, if
I have
he's
like
a
a
vital strike,
1/4
he only
chance
has
of
one
surviving, or
chance to hit.
3/4. Yeah, so mirror image would be good. The other thing I could do is cast Vanish, but I don't know. I feel like if somebody doesn't walk up there, he could just kill Dan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
I'm not doing it. Hester? It's your
I'm
man.
getting there.
I'll do it. He is confused as well, so there's a chance also that he hits himself. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I get screwed over in these situations usually, but I'm gonna do
Oh.
it anyway. I'm gonna mirror image and then walk up here with my sword and
Okay.
buckler out.
Well, I got my spectral hand out now, so hopefully I can keep up with it. And I got big cures, so.
And let me roll my mirror images. It's gonna be let's see, plus. It's a D4 plus 2. It looks like. Well, I got a lot of images at least. So, maximum of 8, but I don't hit the maximum, so I just have 6 images. So, I'll put that in the little blue or red. I'll put it in the red field. 6 images. which will be a D7 then. Yeah, at least the confusion effect also does. It just he's stuck with it. I think. I don't think it goes away. Granted, he potentially could roll a 1 to 25 and act normally.
Yeah.
Confusion, it's 1 round per level, yeah, so he's stuck with that.
Right, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying it's not like Hideous Laughter, where if he gets a chance to make another save, he's just stuck with being confused for like 8 rounds.
Right.
6 now, I guess.
Although if you start attacking him, he's going to just attack you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So he starts saying,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What language is that?
Whoa.
He just starts, yeah, grunting or something.
Rodney, it's your turn.
He's doing the. Has anybody played Final Fantasy X?
Yes.
He's doing the Tidus laugh right now because he feels invincible. Yeah. Ha
Can I do a-
ha ha.
Dirty trick on a charge.
There's a feat that lets you do that, I know.
I don't think you can normally, no.
Normally you can't though, but there is something that lets
Does it
you do
replace an attack?
No, it's just pretty
It's
sure
just a
it's
standard action.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though there's a
Yeah, then you
feat or
won't
like
get
a
the
rogue
charge.
talent or something like that that lets you do it on a
Okay.
charge.
But
Well,
can you just
I'm
make it to
going
him with 30 feet? Oh no.
No, I have 20 move speed.
You also have to take the shortest path, and Dan's in the way.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I'm going to.
Yeah, there's also a feat that
Move
lets you use a
up.
dirty trick in place of a melee attack instead of as a standard action as well.
Going to double move here. No, not there. There.
Okay. Zoe's gonna pull out her weapon, and she's gonna move up here. Hester.
All right, I'm gonna begin moving forward, trying to save Dan. I move 30 feet,
Dan's fine.
and as I move 30 feet, I draw my gun, and I hold
Okay.
that kind of in one hand against the shoulder, and then I make the necessary movement actions and speak the words for a spell. And I'm gonna target this guy with a new spell of mine called Ill Omen.
Ooh.
Very, very useful first level spell that actually scales really well.
Is there a save on this?
I just hit the button. That's the best part about it. There is no save on this. There is spell resistance though. Does he have spell resistance?
I don't think so.
So yeah, his next two, because I have at least 5 more witch levels, his next 2 d20 rolls is he has to roll twice and take the worst result.
Okay.
And I yell out, distract him so I can get Dan.
Okay.
Easy for you to say.
Charlotte.
And now he's babbling though, which I think is good. It means I can get up through his reach probably without getting hit.
Okay. I will send my spectral hand. I'm gonna get closer. And then send my spectral hand to Dan for a cure serious wounds.
You gonna wake him up while doing it too?
I don't think my
Just heal him.
spectral hand can do that.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it's a good idea to wake him up anyway. He'll probably just get up and start trying to kill this guy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, although if we're gonna fight him anyway, it might be fine.
Dan's still unconscious, but at positive hit points. Charlotte, I mean, Hester, you're keeping track of that, right?
Yeah.
Besides,
Are we gonna try to fight this guy, or are we just gonna try to run away?
Fight him? I don't know.
Alright, I can cast haste. Can I hit everyone with haste? I can hit everybody but Charlotte, it looks like, just barely.
I don't need it.
So as long as we're not running away, we won't need it at least. So I'll cast haste, and then while he's babbling, I'm gonna take that opportunity to move in next to him, but not attack him because I had to cast haste. So everybody but Charlotte has haste, including Dan. Dan has haste in case he gets woke up or something.
okay.
And yeah, that way at least there's a flank if you guys want to take it. He might just attack nearest and go after me, but I have mirror images, so hopefully hopefully that keeps me alive. Oh,
Yeah,
I'll take my
hopefully.
archaeologist luck as well for this round in case I need to make a save. Hit the haste button. Hey, I have 20 AC, and this guy gets like a plus 23 to his attacks. So he hits on anything but a 1 anyway.
Right. Um,
You just have to debuff him down.
Okay.
this guy's going to attempt to cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
Is he doing it defensively?
I want to spellcraft that.
He's got to roll that concentration check twice.
Twice?
Yeah,
'cause of
he's got the
ill
ill
omen.
omen on him,
Oh, yeah.
and that's a d20 roll.
He rolls a 22 on his concentration. He's trying to cast a second level spell.
Dang.
Okay. What is this spell?
The spell's invisibility.
Oh, I'm gonna interrupt that.
Hooray!
At least try to.
I have see invisibility as well if he did get it off, but
That does not pass.
darn.
Okay. He's a high caster.
So he's invisible now.
Yeah, he's a high caster level.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's at least a few levels higher than us.
Yeah, he has to be.
But hey, Dan's still alive at least, so
That's true.
I already took my turn, so it's actually Rodney's turn now, right? Does Rodney have a way to see invisibility?
No, but I can kick dirt at him.
I mean, you can try to hit the square he was just in, although he probably moved
Yeah.
because he cast first.
Can you
He's
move
probably running
after you
away.
defensively cast?
Yeah, it's just a standard action still.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe he moved. Probably, yeah.
Eh,
He does still have
we'll try
confusion
it.
too. He might end up breaking out of his invisibility.
Well, that's true.
So what are you going to do, Rodney?
I'm gonna move up, and I'm gonna kick dirt at where I last saw him.
Okay.
Is this...
Go ahead and make me a CMB.
I'm getting there. There we go.
Let's see, go ahead and give me a percentage.
So even if he's there, that looks like it misses from concealment.
You're not sure if you think you're throwing it at where he was, but you're not really sure.
Okay.
Zoe, ready as a combat patrol.
Combat patrol?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
actually
that's
probably
like
the
her
right
thing that
move.
she's supposed to do.
I don't know what that is.
Hester.
It basically gives her a really gigantic area where she can do attack opportunities, and if something
I'm
triggers
going to
within that combat run, she moves over and
cast
gets
a
an attack
spell.
opportunity.
Oh, nice.
Like she's basically
Okay.
covering like this huge area here.
That's going to be see invisibility.
Okay.
I look to see if I can see him.
You see him. It looks like he's running away. He's over here right now.
Okay, I point in the direction that he is. And then I move a little bit closer to Dan and I just kind of like grab onto him without moving him yet.
Okay.
And that's my
Charlotte.
Oh. Uh. Well, I don't have see invisibility. So, instead, I will send another spectral hand to heal Dan some more.
Okay, go ahead.
He's serious.
Oh, thank you.
Dan's doing Dan thing. Isaiah.
I guess I'll also cast See Invisibility. And then,
You see him here.
yeah. I do have haste. I don't think I want to run through his threatened square, but I'll at least sort of come after it towards him.
Oh,
You
my
hear
turn.
some incoherent babbling, Pluto. And you see exactly where it's coming from.
Yep.
Rodney.
I'm gonna move over here. Double move.
Okay. Where's he at? Zoe says.
I'm just pointing, like, go over here. Not giving too like specific directions as I'm trying to get a grip on Dan.
Zoe moves over here and she readies a combat patrol. Yes.
How long does the spell last? I want to do something to him. My wish is that this was permanent. No, it's a little bit long, but not super long. Oh, but you can't see him though, Charlotte.
Mm-mm.
I wonder
Yeah,
if we
you
get
and I
glitter
can see
dust
him.
off of on him though. Oh well, I don't like this guy, so I'm gonna make him stupid.
Okay.
Or try to. I've never been able to use this spell before, so I'm kind of excited. Alright, I'm gonna cast Touch of Idiocy on as my spectral hand flies over to touch it.
Okay. Go ahead and make me that touch attack.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. I don't have the touch thing in it. Let's see. No, my melee's garbage, but yeah. No. Oh, maybe the 10 will do. Does it touch?
I'm afraid the 10 does not hit.
Oh, okay.
Dang, we still have the charge though. You could try it as a standard action next turn.
Yep. And with my move action, I wake up Dan.
It takes a standard to wake somebody up.
Oh, okay. Then with a move, I'm gonna load my gun.
Okay. Charlotte.
Okay. Well, still don't see things, so.
But you see where my hand went.
What do you want me to do? Fireball it?
Oh, I mean, she shouts, glitter dust!
I don't have that!
Oh,
Didn't prepare it today. Whoops.
I mean, yeah. Oh well. The curse of, like, prepared casters, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I could get him to reveal himself. It's a risky play though, but.
Ah, yeah, just hit.
Yep.
I guess I could just send a fireball on him.
Although I think that makes, since you'd be attacking him, it would make him come after you though.
Oh, that'd be scary.
It would
On the
indeed.
other hand though, he'd probably have to run past me, so I
But
guess
then I can cast
re-aggro him.
Fly and Mirror Image and False Life and Shield on myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be worth it.
I think if he just charges, it's not like an insane amount. It must be a vital strike that's doing so much damage.
Yeah, it's definitely a Vital Strike build. Mantis has talked about this build before.
I am not going to amp the DC up. I'm just going to leave it at 18. I'm going to send a fireball in the general area. I saw the hand go.
Does
If
it
I remember
damage
correctly,
the
he
hand,
probably
or-
still has one roll of that Ill Omen left.
Yeah, he hasn't used his other one yet.
It looks like he passes.
Darn.
So he takes
With 2d20.
Yeah, with 2d20. He rolled a 27 and a 20.
Ooh, if I amped the DC up, I would have gotten him. Oh well.
Darn it, Charlotte.
No, he would have still
Would
met.
you have?
21. The DC. Oh, the DC would have been 20. Yeah.
Yeah, unless your number's wrong on the sheet there.
Yeah, it would have been 20. That meets. Oh well.
Yep. He probably has good saves except for Will, honestly. Like, Will's always only bad save.
Well, I don't have
Recite.
a lot of those today.
So he's like 5 feet away from me right now, right? So...
Yep.
It's dicey if I want to go for him. Trigger and aggro him. I mean, I got mirror images, so... I don't know. Worst case, I roll a new character, right?
Hmm.
I get 3 attacks on this guy. I think I still have one more turn on this activation of. Let me see. I activated it. The turn that I moved up. I think I have. Hold on a second. I activated it when I moved up here, and then yeah, I have one more turn. On this activation of it, so I don't have to reactivate it here. So let's see here. I think I want to wield this two-handed for a little bit extra damage, and I'm gonna also turn on power attack, and here goes nothing. I'm guessing 18 probably doesn't. Well, maybe it does if he's in a blood rage.
18 does not
18
hit.
is okay. Second attack. That's a chance for critical if it hits, and that'd be the confirmation roll.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Oh boy.
He probably has fortification, I guess.
Maybe
It's a high roll, so probably overcame it.
So it looks like you hit.
Woo!
With a critical?
You hit with the critical.
Damn, you have a lot of critical damage.
Yeah, I have plus 14, so...
He's a rogue.
And that's
right?
all stuff that
No, you're
multiplies
a
on the
bard.
crit.
Well,
I'm a bard.
a rogue.
Yeah, I get rogue talents. Alright, I get one more attack, haste. Well, I mean, that was the second. That one was the haste attack, but I get my other iterative, so this is only a plus 8 to hit. That misses. So I hit with one attack for pretty significant damage, but he probably has like hundreds of hit points, and he's probably gonna attack me now. But at least you guys will know where he's at because that'll break his invisibility.
Yeah.
Downside is, well, yeah, the downside is you guys will have a hard time getting to him because he's got 10-foot reach.
Hmm.
Except for Zoe, because she can spring attack.
I got more fireballs.
Yeah, I was like, I can two-hand and lose 1 AC for for better damage. Yeah, probably worth it because I'm pretty sure he hits me on anything but a 1 anyway. My AC is garbage. But that's
Okay.
mostly because I...
He's gonna come and attack you back, Isaiah.
Yep. I got 6 images, so...
And he can see that.
Yep.
And he's going to attack you 3 times.
He's not going to do his Vital Strike stuff, huh?
Not vitals.
Yeah, those all hit. So, all versus my images. Roll versus images, I guess. D7 first.
Mirror image, the bane.
Yep,
of
that one
Looks
hits
like
me
the
then.
first attack hits.
Yep.
Ah, damn.
Sorry, I wasn't a Vital Strike. But still, almost killed me.
Oh my god.
Plus
This might be your
27?
chance.
My chance to roll a new character.
Yeah.
Okay, that one takes out an image.
There goes an image.
And that
There
takes
goes
out an
another
too.
image. Rodney.
Okay. Guy's big.
Guy's
Yeah,
big.
he's got 10. He's got 10-foot reach.
Range on a dirty trick is same as attacking, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I can't get the flank this turn. Whatever. I'll try it. I'm
You
gonna move.
technically could. You could just move 15 feet, right? Or 20 feet, I mean.
Oh. Okay. Yeah,
You're gonna
I
provoke
guess.
no matter what anyway, so.
This guy's going to
Yeah.
attempt to attack of opportunity you. Does a 31
Yeah,
hit?
that hits.
Yeah, we have like ACs in the 20 because we don't have any like good magic armor
That like
stuff.
auto
So, well,
hits me if he doesn't roll a 1.
yeah, well, you have +1s, I guess. I mean, it's not the worst, but.
So I am pretty much dead. Almost.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know why my
I mean,
health
that's
is
why I
so
was
high.
tempted just. I was tempted just to be like, we'll just let him go, but like, I don't know.
See, I had that. and
Probably
I'm
we're at full
down to
health, right?
That. That's not what my character, my
You should have started
Roll
with full hit
27.
points.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's been like weeks.
Yeah, you
Literal
would have
weeks
started
since
this
our last
encounter
fight.
with full hit points.
There I am right there. Anyways, I'm
Okay.
gonna. Do I get the flanking bonus with a dirty trick then?
You sure do.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna throw
We can try to
dirt in
blind.
his eyes to blind him.
Okay.
I get a +2.
So 30 in.
It looks like you can't. You throw the dirt and it gets like to his neck, but it doesn't get in his eyes.
Yeah, he's probably got absurdly high
You missed
CMD.
by a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
'Cause unlike AC, CMD gets bonuses from being big. Well, Zoe doesn't have to provoke. I mean, so we don't have to get. She at least doesn't have to gamble on, whether or not he'd have combat reflexes if she wants to attack. Plus, she has a reach weapon anyway, so she could 5-foot step and full attack as well if you wanted. Although she wouldn't be able to get a flank
What would
that way.
Zoe do? Zoe would step up and hit, I'm pretty sure. Oops. Here we go. Zoe's gonna 5-foot step. It's gonna full round.
Because she has haste.
Hmm.
Why can't I expand this? There we go. The 25 has a chance to hit.
Ooh.
Well, we know the barrier to entry.
And it hits.
Wait, does this guy have like concealment going still or something?
Mm-hmm.
From what?
He's invisible.
No,
Nope.
he's not. He attacks
Oh.
because his invisibility broke.
He looks like he's about 3 feet from where he actually is.
When the hell did he cast that?
Who knows?
He might not have casted it.
I mean, yeah, maybe he just has some ridiculous item that just gives him displacement for free.
Well, I mean, I know
Wouldn't
such a
have been-
ridiculous item, but I don't know why he would have it.
Right, that's the thing. Like, clearly we aren't supposed to be fighting this guy, I guess, if he's got that. but
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm starting to realize that after my, like...
It's not coming from an item.
Oh, okay. Class ability, perhaps, then. Who knows?
I mean, he could have casted it while we were off in the distance too.
Well, it might be supernatural or extraordinary. More like supernatural.
It might be something part of his rage or something.
Mhm.
Hester.
Oh geez, how can I help these guys not die?
Oh, jeez. Poor Hester.
If he has
easy.
concealment, I think we're screwed. Unless it's like, maybe if it's 20%, like only 20% concealment. But it's
Maybe.
like, I don't know.
I mean, I could
If it's
just
only
keep
20%
sending
concealment.
fireballs, maybe amp the DC up.
Just throw it like in the square just behind him or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
Or
so.
whatever, like 30 feet behind him, so it only
I'm
clips him.
gonna hope. I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
And the spell I'm gonna cast is... Oh wait, does he... I have... Can I tell what race he is? I
He
have knowledge
appears to be
nature and
human.
local and stuff. I guess that would that knowledge nature tell me that I think he's human.
There's something that seems off about him.
Oh really?
Yeah. You're not sure.
Hmm.
You have heard that he has extra big hands. They don't seem to be extra big right now.
I'll have to figure out what he is. Because this, yeah, I shouldn't cast this spell if I don't know what race he is. Okay, then I'm going to... Maybe another ill omen will be good.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, hold on,
Probably
I have Touch of Idiocy.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to hit him with the Touch of Idiocy.
Go ahead. How far can Spectral Hand go?
It says it has a range of like 100, like medium.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a D100.
Maybe we'll find out if the concealment is like 20% or 50%.
Yeah. If it's 50%, we're so
Not quite.
screwed. Can't tell.
Looks
I
like you
guess.
hit.
Okay, so then he has to roll a save. It's gonna be a will save against DC 17.
He saves.
Then let me see if the save still does. Or if it's negates. Oh wait, hold on, never mind. Touch of Idiocy has no save.
Okay.
It's just a touch.
Yeah, it's just a touch. Okay, so it's a 1d6 penalty.
Is it to all
Okay.
3 or just 1?
To
Yeah, all
all
3, wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
God damn it.
You reduce his intelligence, and I think charisma by 1.
And wisdom,
Yeah, wisdom
all
and
3 of them.
Oh yeah, okay, and wisdom. Okay.
But it's
You
just a
reduce them all by
damage,
1.
so it doesn't
okay.
really do much.
And
Charlotte.
Could
yeah, I guess-
potentially block him out of a spell if he's barely hitting the, like if he only has like 12 charisma, it locks him out of his level 2
yeah,
spell.
I was
so.
hoping for more. Like a lot more.
Oh, it's actually a penalty rather than a damage though. So
Yeah.
actually, it might give him it might lower his modifiers as well. It's pretty good. It's temporary, like it's only at 10 minutes per level, but I mean, so it's not like it's backbreaking if against players, but it's really good in combats.
Let me see. I use 2 reservoirs. Okay. I'm going to use. Oh shit. More points and let's see here. Fireball. So I'm gonna aim the fireball just on his backside. So I'm not gonna draw a circle, but just so
Okay.
it'll hit him. Wherever that thing went. So DC 20.
Looks like he dodges away from most of the damage.
Okay. I'll stay where I am.
And he takes some of it. We'll stay there? Okay. Dan's doing Dan things. Besides,
Well, he's. I guess I'm just gonna hope that I can hit like 3 attacks and do a lot of damage. I don't have very high hopes here. All right, let's do. I get a plus 15 this time because I have a flank at least, so that's useful. If I'd taken Sense Vitals and have that, that would have been pretty good. So first attack, 24.
has a chance to hit. Go ahead and roll the
Okay.
concealment. You missed.
Okay, well we're screwed. If he has 50% concealment, then I'm just gonna keep attacking anyway though, because kind of don't really have any other options here. If I try to move away, I mean I could do an acrobatics check, but he probably has high enough CMD that it's. Oh yeah, I'd have to activate my archaeologist luck here again. So let me do that. But give it another try. It's a 31, and then concealment.
Has a chance to hit. That
Yep.
hits.
Plus 14. And then last attack. Do I want to throw like a plus 8 to this roll or something like that? Nah. Don't think I do. Because it'd probably just miss to concealment even if it did. That one probably misses.
That misses.
And, yeah, I guess I could have retroactively just thrown a plus 4 on it, but nah, I think that's... I think I'm just gonna have to hope I can survive 1 round. I still got, 4 images, I think. So, yeah. I don't know. He doesn't even hit me with a Vital Strike. He could literally just perma-kill me right now.
So, Isaiah, you're the last person who dealt damage to this guy.
That's correct.
Kill the person.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what my backup character is for this game.
So, does any of those have a chance of missing?
No, those are all gonna hit. Even the 20. We don't have very high AC on these characters.
Nope.
Because we're, I think we're under geared still.
This is to confirm.
Yeah, that would confirm. I do have
Okay.
images, but he's probably gonna hit with at least one, and
So
that's
you had
probably gonna
7,
kill me.
you now have, or you had 6, you now have 4.
Okay,
This is for the first roll.
Ride or die.
it's a D5. Okay,
Image pop.
now it's a D4. Okay,
Image pop.
he's got one more. It's a D3.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like all of
image
the
pops.
images.
God, how nerve
Rodney.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to. Well, the thing is, though, if I don't attack him again next turn, he'll attack somebody else probably. But so I don't know if I'm gonna have a chance to get another
Alright,
image out.
we're gonna try and throw dirt in his face again.
Good luck. Roll that 20. Oh wow, 35. That's a really high. Damn, you have a huge modifier.
Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Okay.
Oh no, that displacement.
Holy cow, my
No.
concealment's so bad.
It
Wait, do you
looks
have
like
blind
you
fight?
throw it straight into his eyes, but it seems to land on his shoulders.
Alright, oh, that's my turn.
Zoe's gonna do the full round again.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if Surdurium's gonna show up.
Oh,
Hey, where the hell?
he's traveling.
The 33 has a chance to hit. It looks like it hits.
I think the confusion's gonna wear off soon, though. You put that on the first turn, right?
Yeah, it's got another full round to go.
Yeah.
So at the start
So that's
of
the thing
round
right now, is,
9
like-
well, at the start of
On my
round
next
9,
turn-
round 9.
Yeah. On my next turn, I could cast Mirror Image, but if I do, I think Zoe just dies because she's the last one to hit him now.
Hester.
I'm gonna move up 10 feet so that. Oh no, no, I gotta keep going. There we go. That way I'm sitting point blank. Oh no, wait, 5 more. Okay, good. 30. I'm within point blank range. I got my gun loaded, and with a standard action, I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
And swift action to arcane strike. Here goes the roll.
Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Come on, good roll. Ah,
It looks
Ah,
like
no.
you would have hit him, maybe in his shoulder or something, but it whizzes past him.
Alright, that's my turn.
Charlotte.
Alright, come on, Charlotte, into the fire.
Okay.
He's
You're on
really
fire.
low. Might be able to, like, I don't know. Otherwise, they're just gonna come down to hopefully my 3 attacks, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna boost the DC by 2.
Sweet. Hiya. She shoots a Hadouken.
Using up all my pins.
He probably has like a +10 to his reflex or something.
Maybe.
It looks like he saves.
Uh-huh.
High roll.
Darn. Well, still took some damage
six.
though. It was a high damage roll.
Oh yeah, that was a damage roll. That was good.
Dan's doing Dan's thing.
Oh god, he's
Decide.
still.
Yeah,
This is going to be the
I
last round of
of confusion. Yeah,
confusion.
that doesn't matter. He's gonna kill someone next turn if he doesn't die here or get dropped at least. So I'll do the first attack. Oh, it would have been a +10 last time for that attack, but it still would. I did a +8. It would have still missed though, I think. Yeah, it would have still missed. So I'll do the first attack, plus 15. I'm gonna go ahead and retroactively apply my plus 4 to that roll to make it a 25 with my
Okay, that has a chance to hit.
luck bonus. Yeah, just because it needs to have, I need to have as many chances as possible. Ooh.
Hey, there you go.
That hits.
All right.
He's still standing.
All right.
Oh my god.
Hey,
do my second
sorry
attack.
I'm late.
Has a chance to hit.
All right. Concealment
Welcome back.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going so good so far.
Looks like he's teetering.
Oh my
Well,
god.
I got only a single attack left, so I mean, if this doesn't hit, I'm literally gonna die here, unless he runs away or something.
The time might have been better spent attacking.
Yeah, it definitely would have been. Alright, plus 10. I don't have the luck to apply to it, unfortunately. I was hoping to use it on this attack, but I needed to throw it on the other one. Nope, I miss. Rip, guys. If I'm lucky, he hits me down to, like, he hits a low roll and hits me down to negatives, but doesn't kill me.
I don't know, Zaya's been like the hero of this combat so far.
Okay. That doesn't hit.
Nope.
He's going to try one last effort to knock Isaiah out.
No.
Yep. I have 19 AC, so he hits on anything other than a 1. That hits an image!
Yay.
I'm out of images.
And then he explodes in a pile of blood.
Sudden barbarian death syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel a little bad that Dan
Damn, son.
was unconscious the entire combat, basically. So he's probably not going to be very satisfied. But, at least nobody died.
We had to focus all of our efforts on this.
Oh yeah, I know. I had to, like, draw on... I don't know. I had resiliency, so I theoretically would have had 34 hit points he'd have to chew through, but I mean, so theoretically, but if he was hitting even without Vital Strike, he was hitting for 40s, so...
Yeah.
He probably would have... I don't know, he might not have one-shot killed me with a non-Vital Strike. If he hit me with a Vital Strike, that would have definitely died. If he hit with a non-Vital Strike, I'd probably been a negative.
Hey, well, you know, you said we need gear, and there's just gear lying there.
There's some gear, finally, I guess. Yeah. I'm not even sure, too. I'm wondering if it would have been smart to have Zoe, like, spring attack into a flanking position for sneak attack dice, but I don't know.
Oh,
Then
also
again,
hide
no, he wouldn't have got sneak attack
He has
dice because he had
concealment.
concealment. So, yeah, it was better just to stay, like, the only advantage would have been the +2 to hit.
That's why I was going for the blinded, so we could get the dex bonus loss.
Yeah, plus it would have made it harder. Well,
50%.
it made it harder for him to hit anybody
concealment.
besides me until I was down to 1 image. When Chase would have made everything the same because I had mirror images anyway, and if he's blind, those actually don't do anything. Yeah, so Isaiah's like catching his breath, I guess.
I wake Dan up now that the danger seems to be.
The luck of the dice really went your way on that last turn, Isaiah.
Yeah, it's about time, I guess, because I've had some really terrible luck in this campaign.
Yeah, dude, you did like so much
Oh, like,
damage that
This
combat.
character's whole point is luck. I have like all this luck bullshit. Luck trade, I have a luck class feature, I got luck feats, and then, yeah. Yeah, this character's a lot of fun though. Like, you get to do lots of cool combat stuff while still having good spellcasting. Bard spellcasting. So yeah, I think I need to heal up myself a little bit as well.
We
And
are
also, I
out of
say,
combat. I'm going to pull you back to the Baghdad map.
okay.
Okay.
Let's
Let
see what.
me
This
rearrange
character
the
sheet.
tokens.
Or
Now.
I don't see what my health is at anymore because it's not updated on this token for some
I don't know
reason.
where this token came from.
Yeah, I'm pulling the other tokens.
Okay, I can cure light wounds myself a little bit, I guess, but what do
We're
I
in
look for?
Baghdad? Oh my god. Are there
Yeah.
terrorists?
No, we just fought the frying pan man or whatever.
Oh my god, nice.
He did like 70 damage to Dan. It was pretty awesome.
There's no HP on my token. Was I hurt during combat?
No, Rodney and I were though. We both got hit for like 40s on his non-vital strike attacks.
Okay, I'm just
That
putting
was
what I have on my
fortunate.
character sheet here.
I rolled a max roll on my images and then on my mirror images, and then he happened to hit every single mirror image somehow.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I have a Cure Light Wounds wand as well, so I can use that on
Rodney's
myself
hurt pretty bad.
if I
Is that
need
right?
to. Yeah, and so am I.
Yeah.
I'm gonna heal
Lovely.
myself real fast at least once.
Dan's also kind of hurt.
Well,
Yep.
it has to
But I
continue.
Yeah,
wake
you guys
up,
already
wake
healed
up
him a
and
lot
I-
though.
Let's see what I have.
Oh, whoops. That's the wrong dice. No, it's the right one. I just scrolled up for some reason. Hey, I healed myself for 6. Awesome.
So these. That's. Ugh. Oh my god, it just. You know, I'm gonna get a better roll out of that. There we go. Okay, those two are for Rodney.
Let me use like 2 cure lights on myself.
Okay, that puts me at full.
Do you want infernal healing, Pluto?
You have like a wand of that, right?
No.
Let me do one more cure light one on myself real fast, see where that puts me. I'm at, yeah, I guess an infernal would put me at almost full health. I'd be like 6
Okay.
below full health, and then I'd be able to
I'll use
like
one.
resting would heal me the rest of the way. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know how Dan reacts when he gets woken up.
I'll leave that to Hester.
Maybe we'll find out more about his backstory.
Yeah.
Like who this guy actually is. He's probably like Rainy's dad or some shit.
Oh boy.
That's my guess. Maybe her uncle or something. I can't even remember like how was the priest? How was Friar Tuck or whatever his name was related to her? Was he like her
Father
uncle
Francis?
or something?
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, Friar Tuck.
that's what I said.
Yeah. Mantis said some other name. I don't know who he was
He was
talking about.
watching her, yeah.
I don't remember what he said about her family situation. Like, it was too long ago. I guess I'll detect magic on the gear.
Okay, you detect magic.
How many?
Let's see. 1, 2, 7.
127.
Okay.
3, sir.
I can probably try to identify some of them. Well, I have detect magic and spellcraft, so I'll try to identify them and then probably not be able to identify everything because I'm not as good at this as Charlotte. Hold on a minute. Okay, I got to turn the archaeologist look off. That's why it's not matching up on my character. The two sheets aren't matching up. Okay, now they're matching up. So, start. I don't know. I guess I can just. I don't even know what I'm identifying actually. What do I detect magic on? Like,
His weapon.
okay, that rolls for the weapon then.
Okay, that does not identify the weapon.
Yeah, I didn't think it did.
His armor, an amulet, a belt, a cape, a headband, and a ring.
Okay, I'll try the armor next. 17, so
That
probably
doesn't
not good
get it.
enough. I'll try the amulet. Probably not good enough. Try the belt. It's a 23, so maybe I got the belt. It's probably some sort of physical boosting belt.
I bet Charlotte could
It's 15
identify
plus
it.
caster level. You don't get it.
Damn. Try
I might be able to
the
identify it.
cape. Nope. Try the headband. That's a 27 for the headband.
You get this one. This is a headband of Alluring Charisma, +2.
Hey, I have one of those already, but alright, cool. Last thing is the ring.
I'm sure Rodney would like.
23.
What's the ring?
Oh, the headband's a +2
This
charisma.
is Ring of Protection +1.
Ring protection +1.
I already
do
have
one
a
of those?
+2.
Look at those 30.
Let's see.
I feel
think Charlotte
inspired,
gets
and I'm gonna re-roll my
everything.
last roll.
Let me roll that last one.
Yeah.
Make it
I
a
think
30.
Charlotte gets. Okay, Charlotte gets everything. So you have a large, furious greatsword. So it's been enchanted twice, and it's been enchanted once when somebody gets angry, to make it go to a +3 when somebody is raging.
But it's a large one. So when he was using it, it was probably a... when he was using it while Blood Raging, it was probably even bigger than that.
It was huge when he was using it.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that's... I don't think anybody here is
What kind
actually
of
equipped to be
CR
able to
did
really
you
use
give
that right now.
us, Mantis? This is a really rich, high-level guy.
Yeah, so I don't think we were supposed to
No.
beat him. I think he was supposed to just run away. But we were stubborn about it. But we got lucky,
He's
so
CR
it worked out.
With this kind of wealth?
Yeah.
He might actually be higher than Hero Lab's calculating because of the wealth, maybe? I don't know, because I know Hero Lab doesn't
No,
usually
his
account
wealth
for that.
is way below average for level.
Oh, okay. So he's like a level 11 character, though?
Yeah.
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 The other thing that made it doable is it was by himself. If there was like other... even if it was like low-level mooks, that would have probably made the fight a lot harder.
Right. I don't think Dan was supposed to survive that.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like Dan was supposed to just get anticlimatically killed, but on the other hand, it's kind of like a bittersweet, I guess, there because it was very anticlimactic still for how his stories turned out so far. Now, like now, what's he gonna do? I mean, we gotta figure that out.
So for the armor, it's a +2 mithril breastplate.
ooh, that's really good.
Yeah, I
For
know
the
it's better than my armor, but I don't know if I can wear it.
for the
I
rest
wonder how he was
of
wielding a large two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
He probably has some special art.
That's a good
or
question.
something.
He's kind of a puddle of pieces of person right now, and a lot of blood.
Obviously, it's because he had frying pan hands.
So the amulet is natural armor +1. The belt is giant strength +2.
Ooh.
The cloak is cloak of resistance +2. And that's it.
That's pretty good.
Wait, what was the amulet again? I missed that one.
Natural armor +1.
And the belt was +2 strength.
Yeah.
Zoe's definitely eyeing that beautiful belt.
Yeah, a belt would be really good for me as well, but
Are you charisma based at all? Did you want the charisma one, or is that for someone else?
I mean normally, but I actually already have a +2 charisma headband, so it's the same as what I already have. So yeah, I don't know if we have anybody else that really use. I mean, Charlotte could
No.
use it
I already have a
for
charisma intelligence
if she doesn't already have.
headband.
Yeah, so
Mine's
hers is better
yeah.
then. And then beyond that, like nobody else. I mean, somebody else could just wear it just for extra charisma, just so you can be better at persuading people or something.
Could help Rodney.
So I don't have 7 charisma?
Yeah, if somebody's
Rodney's,
not wearing a headband,
charisma.
go ahead and put it
Rodney
on.
doesn't use charisma. He's like a rogue
Or Zoe, I guess.
fighter. Yeah, he's like a rogue fighter or something. Like
You can just try and hawk it
We
somewhere.
could give it to Dan.
you can give it to Dan.
Well,
I don't know if he has any
I'd
charisma-based
rather
features or
make
not, but he
money
might.
off of it over just giving it to Dan.
We could do that
And
too. We could save it next time we visit Rome.
Yeah.
the +2 mithril breastplate's probably really good for somebody. I think
I already have
Probably Zoe.
basically that
Probably
with
Rodney.
the
Rodney'd probably be the
Joan of
easiest one
Arc
to get
thing.
to. I mean,
I already
I can
have that.
technically
Oh,
use
yeah.
it, but I'm not proficient with it, so I'd have to take the armor check penalty to my attack rolls as well. I mean, it only has a 1 armor check penalty, I think. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but
Let
I don't
me
know.
look.
It's probably still better
Compared to what I
for just
got.
to have Rodney have it, and then I'll just keep relying on mirror image and continue with terrible AC for now.
Hmm.
Eventually, I just need to get an
Plus
enchanted
2
buckler.
mithril?
+2
Breastplate,
mithril
yeah.
breastplate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So it-
gonna be more convenient than what I'm wearing.
No, that's a hella big upgrade for you because you have like the medium armor right
Because
now.
then
that
I
increases
can go
your move
back
speed.
to being able to have 30 move speed.
Yes, and I think it has similar or maybe better AC than what you have right now. I don't know. I don't remember what you have right
It's
now.
one.
if a
It's +1 better. I have a +1 chainmail on.
So you
Yeah,
can move more, and
and slightly better AC.
it's more AC.
Damn. That would
Can I
make
take
my
the
medium armor
natural armor?
proficiency feat.
Don't you already have medium armor proficiency?
I lost it in one of my archetypes.
Wait, weren't you wearing medium armor though?
Yeah, I took the feat.
Oh yeah, then yeah, you're good then. So I'm saying you already have it, so you might as well. I think you should probably have the breastplate.
Yeah,
And it
best
counts
plate
as
would
light
be.
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It count. I mean, it doesn't. You still have to have medium proficiency to not get an armor
Right.
check penalty. Although, like I
But
said,
the
even if I
max is
wore it,
light.
yeah, even if I wore it, the armor check penalty is only -1. So just the problem is when you're proficient, you take the armor check penalty on attack rolls as well. So I'd have a -1 to attack rolls, which wouldn't be the end of the world, but I don't know. I mean, if we have someone else who can better use it, then I'll take the natural armor +1 if that's fine. Because
I think most of the stuff is going to go to you melee people to help you melee and not die.
Sure, take the
Yeah.
natural armor.
Does somebody wear medium armor?
I do.
Yeah, Zoe wears medium armor as well, but she's already got the artifact armor that she can like summon as
Oh.
Yep.
whatever she wants. So she's already usually doing a +2 breastplate, I think, with that.
Okay.
Yep.
Mithril. It also counts as mithril as well. So I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
basically yeah.
It's that,
Okay, I'll
but
just take
it can
it then.
change.
Mhm. So let's see. I'll do the natural armor +1. And then that means if I'm using my longsword one-handed, I have 21 AC. Which is still not great, but I mean...
Better than, what'd you have, 19? Or 20?
Well, I was using 19 because I was just two-handing my mithril, and I wasn't even bothering to like take my hand off it. I was gonna... That way, if I moved, I was gonna get two-handed attack opportunities. Because technically you can attack two-handed and then go back to one-handed. Because it's a free action to switch between the two, but... I don't know. The thing is he was hitting on anything but a 1 anyway, so it's like there's no point. Like the buckler was literally doing nothing for me, so I just
Yeah.
the only problem is I still had it, so it was still giving me a -1 to attacks. But oh well. Because if you have the buckler in your hand while you're doing that, but I mean, I don't know. I still had really good 2-hit because I'm stacking lots of modifiers. Like a +2 morale bonus, +3 luck bonus, +1 from haste.
So about that
+2 from
strength
flanking.
belt.
Yep. I think that's good on. I mean, does Rodney have a belt? I think it's good on all 3 of us. So I don't know.
Do I have a belt?
I know I don't have a belt.
No.
I think the best way to determine it would be looking at like okay, mathematically, would be to figure out if anybody hits a modifier or a breakpoint on it for two-handed attacks, especially.
How much is it?
If
+2?
it's a +2.
Well,
so
especially
if
because
I
I'm
got it.
two-handed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not always two-handed, but a lot of times I am. So that would put me up to 19. So let me just throw the gear on here real fast and see what the difference looks like real fast for me, and then because the thing to keep in mind is if you hit a certain, depending on how it breaks out, you could end up getting like an extra 2 damage or an extra 1 damage, basically from your depending on if it hits what breakpoint it hits for two-handed attack damage.
Okay, let's see. 14 damage without it. With it.
Let me
So
see
for
if
me,
I
it's
have my
2 damage
weapon
more.
in both hands.
Yeah, it's probably gonna go to you then.
For power attack or just one attack?
Well,
I
it
was
won't
looking at
affect
my
power attack.
normal
honestly.
attack, which is I think always power
Yeah,
attack.
it doesn't actually affect power attack.
It doesn't matter if you're using power attack or not, though, right?
No, as terms of like the difference between it, it's not going to affect that. There's belt +2 strength. Let's see what happens when I turn that on. So let's go with two-handed. I go from a plus. The difference there gives me a +3 more. I think it's going to be better for you. If I turn that on, it goes up to. Well, it gives me a +2 as well, so it's actually comparable either way. But I don't know.
Yeah, I go from a 15 to a 16.
I still think it probably is also better on Zoe because also Zoe's going to be doing more attacks
But it also
than
gives
I am.
me the +1 to my CMBs. That's fine.
I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be.
care.
I think it's best on Zoe, honestly, though.
That's like the only thing I
Is
do
Zoe
in
out?
combat is attack. So and jump
Right.
around.
I mean, you're built around. You also can sometimes even get like lots of attacks in a round because you have the combat patrol, combat reflexes thing. Could potentially end up, if we set it up right, we can a lot of times get multiple. I mean, we didn't get to do it in that combat. It works best in combats when, like that one where we had all the little
And
skeletons.
they're coming at
and we would
you.
Take all of them
Yeah.
out. Yeah, you were able to take them all out in like one round, basically, because they all triggered attack opportunities against you.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and put that on, and if we decide we want to change it later, we can do that.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I'm gonna take the amulet if everyone's okay with that, and then we have an extra +1 protection ring, but I think everybody has protection rings,
I
right?
think everyone has at least +1. Rodney has +2,
If
I
anybody
think.
does not have a protection ring, take that. You don't have one? Okay, you get the
Hester
protection
doesn't.
ring then.
Sweet.
Cloak of +2 resistance is going to be good on anybody,
Already
I
wearing
think.
one.
I don't have one, but I have pretty good saves. But if everyone else, I mean, it's +2 as well, so if somebody has a +1 that they want to upgrade, I can take the hand-me-down.
I don't. I have a +1, so I'm fine.
I mean, I have a +1, but I'm getting this belt, which is pretty good, so I don't want to take the +2 resistance.
I don't have any cloak.
Yeah, neither do I. Hester, what are your saves looking like normally? Does it make sense
Without
for you to...
heroism?
Yeah, without heroism.
Without heroism, it's 668.
Ooh.
And with heroism, it's 8.
8810.
8, 8, 10. Okay, so mine with heroism is 6, 10, 9. So I guess we're fairly comparable. But I also can have my luck bonus running during combat, which gives me additional +3. So like in combat, as long as my luck bonus is running, I already have like really good saves. So I feel like it makes more sense to give it to someone else.
Yeah.
And if you don't have, I think you and I are the
already
only ones that don't have cloaks,
have one.
right?
Well, my
Or does
saves
Rodney
are
not have
5,
one?
5, 11.
I have one,
With
but
no
my
plus
saves are
one.
just bad.
No. Do you have a +1?
I have a +2.
Oh, you have a +2 already. Okay, so Rodney's not getting it. You just have, yeah. Charlotte's
So if
saves don't
somebody
sound
already
very
has
good
a
either.
+1, they can just trade.
Yeah,
let's
that's,
call it the
and then
+1,
give Hester
+2.
the hand-me-down.
Or give whoever
Like,
else needs.
Charlotte gets the +2, and then Hester gets a +1. I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Alright.
And then I think the great sword we're just gonna stick in the bag of holding for now because I don't think anybody can actually use that.
Will it fit?
It does not have
Probably.
a sheath.
Does that mean it's going to cut the bag of holding when we put it in?
Perhaps.
Just wrap it in like a ton of
Cloth or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I already have a blanket in my inventory, but we're also next to we're in Baghdad. You can probably find more blankets if I need to.
I think it's only
Yep.
piercing that breaks bag of holdings.
Perfect. This is only a slashing weapon.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Custom large weapon. Custom magic weapon. It's gonna be. I said it's a great sword.
A large +1
1
furious greatsword.
with the furious. It's probably worth a lot of money, but the problem is I don't know who the hell you're gonna sell it to.
Giants.
Worth 8,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's effectively a +2 weapon. I mean, that's one of the more valuable things we have. I mean, the breastplate's probably similar value as well, maybe more because of the material.
Not as much as the headband or the Joan of Arc thing.
Yeah, I don't think that actually has a price though.
Yeah.
You know, the more you rub that in, the less we're gonna give you items when we get loot.
That's true. I mean, what's on my head? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, couldn't someone just like increase their size or something with a spell and then wield it?
And then use
Yeah.
it. That would be cool.
Yeah, you just have to have somebody.
Rodney
You have
could
to
do that,
have,
right?
You
Nothing
just have
says
to not
can't
have the
carry
weapon on
it,
you when you.
just can't swing it around and be.
You would have
effective
to.
with it.
You'd have to have. What would have to happen is you'd have to use something to enlarge yourself and then like pick up the weapon basically. Like you couldn't have it on you when you do it.
No, you can
because
carry the
it'll,
weapon. You just can't wield it and use it.
No, 'cause the weapon
the
grows
way that
too.
stuff works is that the weapon will become large.
It would become
When-
huge because it's already large.
It will become huge when you pick it up. Because ammo that you release goes back down in size. So I'm assuming
if you have
the
it
other
on
way
your
is true,
person-
too.
If
can
you have it
still
on your
carry
person,
it.
yeah, you can, sure, but
You just
we're
have to
talking about
drop
using
it when you enlarge yourself.
if you wanted to use it, you'd have to like drop it or hand it to somebody, enlarge yourself, and then take it back. That's the kind of shenanigans we'd be having to deal with to try to do it.
Or you could use shrink object.
Yeah, or you could do that.
That would make it worth
But-
it small to use.
Not even then. Like, you can hold an item in a single hand if you have the carrying capability of doing so and still have a free hand. You just can't wield it as
Yeah,
a
but-
weapon with both hands.
but what's
Right,
the-
but if you're holding it and you enlarge
I'm not
yourself,
worried
the
about
weapon gets
holding
bigger
it.
too.
I'm just saying we can't use
But
it.
you're bigger than at that point, and that's what you want, right?
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
have to
but the weapon's
drop the
bigger
weapon
too.
when you get bigger.
The weapon gets bigger too, though.
The weapon grows
You're
with
holding
you,
it.
is what they're saying.
Yeah. So you would have to do some finicky stuff to be able to use
Well, let's
it
just
while
sell
making
it.
yourself
We're
bigger.
spending a lot of time.
It's
on
not worth it though, because we don't. It also is only unlocked if you have rage, and we don't have anybody in this party that uses a rage class feature.
Yeah, sell it.
We could have somebody cast a rage spell, I suppose. Like,
Charlotte, multi-class into barbarian, and then
That would be hilarious.
yeah, I think we're just gonna. I mean, it's gonna be hard to find someone to sell it to, but we're gonna keep an eye out for somebody
Okay.
that maybe wants to buy it.
So we're done with the loot. Everybody has the loot.
Yep, I have the Furious Greatsword in my bag of holding right now, wrapped up so it doesn't
Okay.
tear anything.
And when Dan wakes up, Dan's like, he goes and he picks up his gun and he's like, "Where is he?"
I show him over.
And he's still
to
really
where
angry.
His body is, and I point to him and I tell Dan, like, thank goodness, like, you're okay. We acted as quickly as we could to keep you from dying, and we had to kill this guy.
You did what?
And I show him the dude's dead body.
He exploded, Dan. He kind of killed himself. It was strange.
And
I don't know how to
Dan's
explain it.
sort of like seething with anger and frustration at this. And he says, "I was supposed to kill him. Not you. It was my revenge that I was getting."
You did kill him. You brought us to him. If you didn't bring us to him, you would be dead, Dan. You got your revenge. Eh. Tell him, Hester.
I do agree with Charlotte, Dan, that like the moment things started getting hairy, yeah, this guy overpowered like almost all of us, including you. But he's dead. Like whatever he did to wrong you, like he's paid for.
I'm done with all of this. And he starts walking away.
Wait, Dan, don't go.
I knew this was where I was gonna go.
Whoever that man was with, like we know them. Like, do you know them?
I don't care anymore. Don't follow me. And he pulls his revolver and he aims it at you. Let me be alone.
Hmm.
I think Dan's just gonna leave now.
Hmm.
This quest is done. And it didn't end how he wanted it to.
Every hero needs a sidekicks. We're just helping.
And maybe it's not over. Maybe we could still try to go talk to him later once he's thought about it or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, we have a damsel in
But-
distress right now, Hester.
I know.
But we also have a damsel in distress.
Well, Rainy.
Hmm.
Oh, a
I don't know
damsel.
what she has
That
to
was
do.
concerning too.
Yeah, I don't remember. I seem to
I
remember
tell
not having
Dan
much of a
to
family, so that was strange.
not feel too angry with this, okay? And like, if you need, a day or a night to, think things over, then we'll give you.
And he turns and he holsters his revolver and he walks and sulks off into the sunset.
Uh-oh.
I
So
kind of do
dramatic.
feel bad that he's not getting the ending he wanted. But you know what makes me feel better about it? All this loot.
The fact that we're not dead is what I was gonna say.
That too. I got hit by a single attack for 40 damage.
So I'll also
Yeah, I didn't
at
get to
some
see this
point
guy, but it sounded pretty bad.
explain to Hester that that other man that was with Rainey is the man that killed Miranda.
Yeah. Okay, so Zendurium. His first action was attack plus 23 to hit, so for a 32, and then he did 12d6 plus 27 damage to Dan and did 78 damage. That was the first round of combat.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fair and
It was
balanced.
pretty funny. I actually beat him on initiative, so I could have potentially stopped it if I just threw a spell on him, but I was like, this is Dan's fight, and then I'm like, oh, Dan's way out of his league, never mind.
Way out of the league. All of us kind of were.
He was tough. He was in your league. There was a chance he would have killed you. He got pretty close.
I mean, he was like 3 CR higher than our level, so I mean, technically, since it was the only
Vital
He was
cast
3
Strike
levels
builds
higher than you,
like
but he was
that
2 CR higher than you.
have the intent to kill. So our game master had the intent to kill. That's what that build said.
No.
So
I think he
that's
actually
what those
wanted
kind
him
of
to
builds
get
are.
away.
If you don't want to kill people, you don't run. Did you have greater vital strike or just one?
Yeah,
level?
he was a level 11
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, so you had the both vital strikes.
I wasn't intending to kill any of you guys.
Then you wouldn't.
No.
If you let Dan run up to him, he was going to try to kill Dan.
Well, I mean,
The rest of it was your choice.
Yeah, no, we totally could have just, especially once he turned invisible and started running away, we could have just let him leave. Which I thought about doing, but I was like, nah. We can take this guy, and I was
Well,
almost
no.
wrong, but...
I'm concerned now because he has Rainy, and a guy like that shouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
Hester listens to you, but she is a bit sad, and she watches Dan go for as long as she can see.
but...
I don't know. It was
She's like, now what do I do?
scary all around.
Can you speak with Paco?
Yeah, I can. Now he can tell me like everything he's.
Ooh.
So, Paco has some information for you.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe these guys met up somewhere and Paco saw that happen. So maybe he knows why that guy was with, whatever his name is, and Rainy.
So, Paco doesn't remember all of the details. But what Paco remembers is he saw them meet up with the blonde hair. He saw the guy with the large sword meet up with the blonde haired guy and the small girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how they had a failure in nearby ruins.
Okay.
that somebody else who wasn't with them thought that there should probably be something of importance here.
Maybe that's where we're supposed to be going. Did he didn't get any orbs, though. Why would he be looking?
Yeah, he did. There was 4 other ores that he got.
He got 4, what?
There was 8 total, and we got 4 of them, and he got 4 of them.
Did he? He went to the other side and got the others?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. We don't know where those were, but, like, where those...
That's what my impression was.
On the other
There might
island,
be-
on the
maybe-
other side.
Right, but I mean, we don't know what those orbs corresponded to on the map, because it was on the other side of it.
Right, but how do we know he got them? Well, I mean, I don't know.
Because we saw him go get them. Like, I remember that happening.
Oh. Okay. So maybe.
So, I
he
mean, there
didn't
might be
take
another one
notes.
somewhere near here.
Okay.
And they said that they discussed some things for some time, and that they had decided to go in the direction the sun rises to meet up with the
blonde-haired
other
man.
person. The blonde-haired man and the man with the big sword.
Okay. To meet up with another person?
Mhm.
Huh. The land where the sun rises? So to the east.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna go meet the one dude who went to Japan. That's where they're
Maybe.
going.
I don't know if Vincent has anything to do with him though.
No, they both knew each other, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they're both creepers, so probably, but I don't know that for a fact.
Like, I'm pretty sure we saw both of them both of them were in some of, like, the pictures or whatever that were at Miranda's house, I think. Like, they both knew of Miranda.
Well, I know they both.
There might even
You
been a
saw the
picture with all 3
blonde-haired
of them.
man and you saw Vincent together in that picture.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, they were both
Okay.
there in that picture. So they do know each other.
Well, I thank Paco and I pat him and I tell him like very, very good work. I can trust on you.
I can trust on you?
She's sad, okay? Shut up.
Sorry.
Alright, well, Hester relays this information with everybody, and she says that I think these ruins are where we gotta go check out the stuff with the orb.
Okay.
So we should probably inquire around the city about where we might be able to find some ruins.
Maybe we probably could stay at the same inn that the caravan that's supposed to be going with to Uruk is.
Yeah. Hester
Like-
says that she's feeling tired and all she wants to do is sleep.
I'm supposed to find people like caravan guards.
Professor Harris.
Yeah, I'm supposed to find caravan guards, or help them find caravan guards if possible.
Oh. Okay.
I kind of figured that. I mean, I kind of figured that some of us would be able to help with that, but
I can guard.
right. That's what I was hoping.
Guarding a caravan, that's nothing. That's where everyone starts in the army. Guarding the caravans, watching the supply chain, or supply lines. That.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Either
what they're
that or
planning to leave
frontline
for-
fodder.
I mean, as far as for all we know, that's the they might be well, they were heading the other direction actually, weren't they? They were heading, or were they? Which
You
wait,
guys
which
are
direction
heading
were they
south.
heading? Yeah, which direction
They're
were they
heading
heading though?
east.
They were heading east. Well, we're heading to this kind of southeast a little bit. I don't know. They might be heading somewhere completely different. We don't really know, I guess, where they were going.
Okay. Well. Yeah, let's go find those people.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to check. Does Rodney want to have, like, his old armor held onto in the bag of holding or something? Like the other medium armor he had? The chainmail.
I'm not too worried about it. I have plenty of
You're not,
plenty of
you're
weight.
not encumbered? Okay.
No.
Alright, just making sure. Because you were encumbered, I could just stuff it in the bag of holding. I think. Who has the other one? Hester has the other bag of holding, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
isn't
don't.
mine.
So, yeah, okay. Might make a handy haversack at some point.
Yeah.
So should I close Dan's sheet? Am I gonna use this for a while?
Yeah,
Spoiler
Dan's
alert.
retired.
For now.
For now.
Until he comes back.
So Hester
Yeah,
goes
until he comes-
looking for
If you
him.
can convince him to come back, I don't know. I think it's going to be a hard sell.
You know, should no longer be visible in Hester's journal.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It's sad seeing him leave, but she won't lie. It's still good to watch him go. It just
Don't
makes the
need to get
parting
caught
even
up
more
in our
sweet sorrow.
crazy shit.
If she sees him again, though, she might not let him go.
Oh god. She's gonna be like, it's fate! It was meant to be.
Well, she can make it meant to be.
Well, of course.
This might be the straw that kind of breaks the camel's back on her considering like using spells on allies. I might have to charm him.
Oh dear.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
We go back to
Go
the
look for.
town.
Okay.
Look for the. What do they need? They need guards for the caravan?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll help. In Arabic, I'll help Asaya do that.
And I'll
try
volunteer to guard.
remind Charlotte and somebody who can speak the language that we should ask about ruins nearby too.
Sure.
Also, do you guys hear a bunch of background noise from me?
Yes.
Yeah, water.
Oh, so I got a new mic, but it's not really calibrated yet. So I should mute that. Just let me know if I'm being loud.
Okay. So I'll also ask around for runes, nearby runes.
Okay. Pluto, are you going to ask around as well, or is Asaya going to ask around as well, or is it just Charlotte who's doing this?
I'm guessing he's gone.
I suppose. Charlotte, you find a couple of people who will help.
Okay.
This lady and this man will help.
You both look interesting.
Okay.
And
Do I need to talk about funds and wagers, or is that between the caravan people? They got that handled. Hopefully, because I don't handle that shit.
With your diplomacy, you've convinced them that, yeah, they'll be paid worth their while.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You find one more guy. This guy you don't ask in Arabic though. This guy will also help. He's reluctant, but he really needs work.
Well, that works for us. Wait a minute. That looks familiar. Don't we know you?
I don't know you.
I squint my eyes and I look like really, really hard at him.
I mean, I would not have like recruited that guy, so it probably just hopefully, yeah, I would not have recruited that guy.
Hester, you're pretty sure you've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I would
go to
not
the
have
and I say,
recruited
isn't that that guy on the boat?
No. Charlotte would not have approached that guy and talked to him. She would not have at all. Like if she saw him, she would not have went up to him.
Who was that guy again?
He was the chef.
He was on the boat, right? He was making the food.
Yeah.
And didn't I also see him at a bar?
He's a drunk.
Yeah, maybe.
But the point is, unless somebody else went and got her, Charlotte would not have, and I'm going to say that again, have gotten that guy. Mantis. And you know it.
Well, he's tagging along.
You can't do that.
He needs some help. He begged. Please,
No.
I'm in a rough spot.
No, like, if he started following me around, I'd report him to authorities that he's a creeper. I don't know what you're thinking. Charlotte was very
If I'm with Charlotte, which I
uncomfortable
hopefully
around
I
him.
am. Yeah, I tell him, look, if you did something to my friend here, Charlotte, to, you know, be all creepy and shit, then you're out of luck, but
I didn't do nothing. I'm down on my luck. I don't know how to speak the language around here. Gotta help me out. I'm trying to get to the port.
No, we don't need to help you out.
I tell him to like scram before I take something that shoots little tiny metal things. And before I shoot,
Sort of looks wide-eyed, and then he scrams.
God, I
That
hate men
guy
like that.
was a total perv.
Yeah, I know, right? What an asshole.
What? When was he a pervert?
When he was drunk in the bars and he kept hating on Charlotte being pervy.
You were hitting on him.
No, I wasn't!
Yeah, you were.
No. She was just being a nice girl. See, that's the problem with men. And girl be's nice to them, suddenly they think they want to be down their pants or some shit. That's just.
He never acted like he wanted to be down your pants.
Oh, he.
I say to Charlotte, or
I don't
like,
know if you remember.
you try to be
Mantis,
nice to
but-
them, and then they take like all the things you've done for them, and they throw it in the sand,
Oh.
and it feels like they're
that's
stepping on your heart.
Like, I don't know if you remember, but he never tried to make any sort of advances on Charlotte. He was just being a nice guy.
With pervy words about her.
He said you were pretty.
Anyways, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, what a
I think
pervert
that's
calling
the
you
most
pretty like
He
that.
said.
No, there was more. But, anyways, no. She's not gonna hire that guy. Not her. Somebody else can, but she's not gonna do it. She'll probably be angry about it.
I mean, I will find it amusing if he somehow gets onto the caravan.
Oh, he will, because it's Mantis.
I'm just... Hester is feeling way too, like... She's like, rebounding back to Charlotte because she's feeling emotionally, like, fragile and stuff. And this guy was a great, like, thing to take it out on as well.
I'll
That
acknowledge
guy
that he was
is
a
a
creep,
cheat.
but he wasn't a perv.
Charlotte is going to call him a perv. Secret is not calling him a perv.
Okay.
But it is also her choice to not recruit that guy, and she's choosing not to recruit that guy. But she'll explain.
I try to keep
Hester...
most of that stuff out of my game.
Yeah, no. She'll explain to Hester that he's a lie and a cheat, and how he rigged baseball games with magic and lied about it and scammed the baseball
Oh god,
franchise.
that guy came back?
Yeah, Mantis tried to get him on the caravan with us, and I was arguing with him for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah,
about
you
it.
guys are here.
I did
Yeah, I'm
disappear
here.
For a second. I did disappear for a second, so I missed that.
Oh yeah, I started to diplomacy around to recruit people, and Mantis asked if you wanted to help, but I think you left already, so...
Yep, I must have been AFK when that happened. I wasn't expecting to be gone that long, so... Supposed to
Yeah, I would not be
super
helping
fast,
recruit. I would
and
just
got
be
distracted.
offering my own help and guarding.
So yeah, Charlotte will tell Hester that she doesn't trust him because of, all the lying and cheating and scummy things he did.
What's he even doing here? Like, how did he even get here?
I don't know, that's what I found interesting.
He wants somebody to help him out because he's trying to get to, the port.
What port? What?
I don't know, remember he came over the boat with us over, so maybe he's just making the same trek we are.
Yeah, but that was back in, like France.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, what's he doing down here? Why did he come here from France?
Why did we come here from France?
Reason.
I mean, we have our reasons.
reasons.
He might have his.
He's clearly stalking Charlotte.
Oh, please, no.
Okay.
But now he's heading back to, the port? What? Why would he be going back
in
the
the
way he
direction
came?
we're going.
Oh, that port. He needs to get to...
Yeah.
He wants to go down to the Indian Ocean or something?
I don't know. Is that where we're going?
Well, I mean, we'd be going down to, there's a little inland sea or whatever, but that leads out into the Indian Ocean.
You're getting pretty close to the Persian Gulf, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I tell Charlotte the old good riddance then that, yeah, he's an asshole.
Well, yeah. I just don't need no lying and cheating. Kinda done with that.
He could have been our Dan replacement, though.
No.
No one can replace Dan.
That's kind of true.
In fact, it's more dangerous right now if some guy tries to replace Dan.
Oh god.
Hester is conflicted about how she thinks of Dan right now.
He didn't care enough
She
for her.
she wants him back, but she also is like feeling very miffed.
Noted. Okay. So unless Sasaya wants to go around town and also recruit, I got 2 people that I know of. I would have 3, but I was like, no! I don't want to take them.
I mean, I could try. I don't speak. I mean, I think the majority language here is still Arabic,
Yeah.
and I only speak. The closest language that I speak to something local would be Farsi, but I don't think we're far enough east for Farsi to be like, or Persian, in other words. But I don't think I'm far enough east yet for that to be like. There might be people here, some people here that speak that language, but or at least know it well enough. No, I can try, but yeah.
Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
good
you don't
grade.
get anybody more.
We denied our best
I'm sure we can
recruit.
handle.
No, we have two there, and then we have ourselves. So I mean, I think we'll be fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Okay.
I guess we'll go when the caravan goes.
Okay. So, you take an overnight's rest. Uh, the professor meets with Isaiah the next morning. It's gonna be 2 gold per person at the hotel that the professor is staying at because it's a nice hotel.
Okay.
Okay.
2 gold. Is it nice at least?
I guess I'll
Yeah,
name
it's
this session "Farewell, Dan."
Yeah, Hester stays up for a while. She doesn't get to sleep immediately.
Zoe sleeps no problem.
We're in separate rooms though, right?
Yeah.
I assume we each have our own room for 2 gold each.
Yeah.
And
We're off to see
he
Sam.
says, "Good, good. I'm glad that you have a band of people who can watch the caravan. And if everything's ready, get yourselves ready, and we should set off this morning."
Okay.
Alright, I'm ready.
So it's about 280 miles. That's probably going to take about a week to get to.
Oh, man.
So go ahead and get all of the equipment and stuff that you need for that time.
Okay. I've got 10
And
days
if you
of
plan
rations.
on staying later, you should go ahead and stock up for however long you plan to stay.
Staying where?
At Uruk and or
He means rations.
Oh, did we ever
and
get any
stuff like
information on the room?
the ruin.
that. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was asking around about the runes as well. That was the second diplomacy.
There are a number of ancient Babylonian cities, or Mesopotamian cities, that are scattered throughout the area.
Okay.
Nothing specific about a specific one.
There's an excavation going on at Uruk.
Okay, well, that's probably where we need to go. Otherwise, you're gonna have the orb lead us.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm ready.
Okay. Everybody have the supplies that they need?
Yes.
Yep, 10 days of rations.
I'll get extra rations, but
Think we should get more?
well, she's for the first couple of days she's gonna buy things like cheese and breads over rations, but then she'll have rations as well. I like to spend
Alright.
extra money on my food.
Move you over here.
You know, the foods here that have like all those spices suddenly don't taste so great anymore.
Not feeling so spicy anymore, huh?
Yeah. Oh, back to this.
Yeah.
Zoe, go ahead and give me a D100.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay. And everybody give me perceptions.
Alright.
My favorite part of Pathfinder.
The perception
Really?
rolls?
Yep. Think about it. Everything interesting, or a lot of things interesting, happen right after a perception roll.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting happens after this perception roll. You've made it 4 days down on your journey. Go ahead and account for that in any
4
stuff
days,
you're
you
keeping
said?
track of.
Alright, so while you guys are eating rashes, I'm eating gourmet bread and butter and cheese and...
Secret, go ahead and give me a D100.
God damn it. Trying to enjoy my good food
Heh.
before it spoils.
You make it to Uruk unscathed.
Hooray.
You see there's some hustle and bustle going about this ruined city. There's tents pitched up around, and some unusual tents where there's not like people living in, and it's only over the top. And then there are holes down under those. Excavation tents. Uh,
I'll just
What's going
follow Asaya.
What is it that we're looking for here?
Asaya's it's a school stuff.
Hmm.
So we're gonna let him check in, and hopefully he can convince them to let him go to where we want to go.
Wow, his school has a lot of influence all the way out here.
Yeah. Well, it's an archaeology school. I think this is kind of like a scholarship of sorts or something. I don't know.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, it's basically that where his school's like paying for him to go out and do all this stuff, and he'll get like credits for it.
Guessing something's getting prepped or something going on.
yep.
Well, I've been muted this whole time. God damn it.
God.
That would
That
make more
explains why.
sense.
That explains why
Let's
nobody was
see.
answering. When I was like, "How many days of rations did we use?" And then nobody answered. I'm like, "I guess nobody wants
7.
to tell me then." Okay.
7 to
Actually,
get
could
here.
use as large rations as well. That was dumb of me. 7. Okay.
And you arrive at the ruins of a large building, along with other people with tents, and there's other people going about various business. Some dwarves over here digging.
Ew, dwarves.
Wait, do you not like dwarves?
He said,
Hester's never been
"Ooh,
fond of dwarves.
ooh, dwarves."
It's a good thing you got here after Lee. Or were
No,
you
I was
around
with
for
She
part
was
of
here
that?
with Lee.
Okay. Lee was an exception though, right?
Eh.
No comment.
This is Zidori, I'm the player asking.
Hester
Oops,
probably wasn't
that
terribly
was the
fond
wrong
of
foot.
Lee.
True.
Based on his like appearance, she was, but he was, he was an ally and helping her fight stuff, so she tolerated.
He made good beer.
Tolerance.
I don't think she ever drank his.
Well, that's why you didn't like him. Okay, I can live with
Looks
that.
like there's a guy giving
Must be
orders
it.
to all of the people over here.
Shall we check in? Or we're already with your professor, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just follow his lead for now. I was saying there might be like another dig site at Uruk as well. Like, so I might be able to like ask about that as well.
Nice.
And the professor goes in and he talks to this guy over here.
Does he like motion that I shouldn't go with him, or?
No.
Okay, then I'll go with him unless he tells me not to.
And he starts speaking to him in Arabic.
Oh, dang it. I guess I could try to like discreetly cast comprehend languages, but I'll just not understand it. I don't think it's that important.
And after speaking for 5 or 10 minutes or so, he turns to you and he says that the dig has proceeded well. There's a few other sites that you can help with, as long as you know the proper procedure,
Yeah, of course.
as I'm sure you do.
Maybe I do. I don't know. Is there a certain skill I'm supposed to know?
You went to school, didn't ya?
Yeah, I know. But I
Probably
don't know if it
archaeology.
actually has. I don't know if we need like a profession skill for it or something like that.
This will be profession, but you can add, because this is what you're doing, Isaiah, you can use your knowledge history instead.
Oh, okay.
This was your major.
Right.
So you can use knowledge history for your profession roles.
Perfect.
And he scratches his beard a little bit and he says, apparently there's a room in the ziggurat that we haven't been able to get into yet. Seems to
this
be
site?
some sort of archaic lock. At this site, yeah.
Maybe I'll look at it then. Sounds interesting. Is there a site in Uruk as well?
We are in Ur.
Or I mean in sorry.
Oh, in Ur? I believe there was one planned, but I think it may have been cancelled due to recent world events.
Oh, that's too bad. I had
Recent
some
world events.
extra interest in that particular area.
What do you mean, recent world events?
Well, everybody seems to be at war with everybody else. There's the Ottoman Empire is at war with some sort of Roman force and some sort of Egyptian force now. There was an insurrection in Egypt. And there's strange things roaming the sea. I fortunately was not privy to witness any of them. But sea trade and land trade have slowed down here.
So things are awry.
Things are awry.
Okay.
You knew this before, by the way.
Yeah, she's acknowledging him. Means the common folk are noticing. Well, at least the archaeologists are.
Well, we'll have to check out this room in the ziggurat. Obviously, being careful.
Sure.
But that sounds really interesting.
Okay.
I'm sure certain people we run into would have, have something to do with all the.
Probably.
We've met plenty of unsavory types. Alright, well, we're exploring this place.
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess one of the first things to do before I do anything else would be to ask around what news or whatever about specifically to the site. Like, what's the hot gossip?
The hot gossip is all about pots and seeds that they found in the pots.
Oh,
They're
that's
really
too-
excited about that.
I would be too.
Pots of
Isaiah's
seed.
probably somewhat excited about it too.
And they've also found some records that seem to be about irrigation, and they're really excited about that too.
Hmm. They're probably in Sumerian, which I don't have either. And I think that language is closer to Arabic than it is to Persian.
I do not know. They're in, they're on clay tablets
Yeah.
that these guys have found inside the ziggurat.
Um. Yeah. Well, I'll take a look at them and see if I can make any sense of them from. Probably not. I'm probably just like, yep, those are tablets. Especially because I probably don't actually. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time looking at them.
Glance over his shoulder.
Uh, yeah. You're not
Probably
spending
need.
a whole lot of time, but what they seem to be saying seems to be accurate.
All right.
If I really wanted, I guess I could. I could probably comprehend languages somewhere out off to the side and then come back and look at them again, but
I'll tell Asaya that maybe I'll try to teach you more about Arabic, and that might help you decipher these kind of things better, maybe, because they're somewhat similar.
yeah, maybe. I'm gonna check about if I can access like that room that's locked. If I can like take a look at it myself.
Uh, Professor Harris says, "Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna come with you."
All right then. I'd rather he didn't, but that's all right. I won't say so. I'll just like okay.
And you go and you find this stone door that seems to have some sort of locking mechanism on it.
Huh. What do they teach you in school about that?
Well, I'll do my knowledge history, I guess, as well, but I'm gonna try to just open it. It's a lock, right? I can open locks.
Yeah, it's a lock.
So, but I'm gonna check. I'm also gonna do like to see if there's like traps or something on it. I do have rogue trap finding. I don't have heroism running either right now. I probably should do that, but let me check. Is heroism something I can do with just a bluff check, or do I need to? I don't think it is. I think I'd have to sleight of hand it as well. Yeah, and I'm really bad at sleight of hand. It's alright, I'll cast it and do it anyway. That's a good roll for that, and then my bluff is actually, like, good, so that part at least, I don't have to worry about. So I'll get that heroism running as well. So I see, does it look like it's trapped at all?
No, it doesn't appear to be trapped.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to open the lock that nobody else can get open, apparently.
But yeah, I don't pick lock.
I mean,
So it's a 29.
I'm not properly trained to
Oh,
do
is the other
this. The last thing I'm gonna do is like step in with your professor watching, you know. So
Well, that, and if you roll too bad, you can actually break it, which I'd probably get in
Right.
trouble if I do that.
So it takes you a while. Maybe a little bit longer than normal since you're being careful. And you hear a click.
oh,
Okay. And then I look over to the professor and be like, I think I got it.
Good work, son. Let's see what's inside.
You're not my real dad.
I was waiting for you to be like, thanks, Dad.
Yep. I'll go ahead and try to open the door. What's the worst that could happen?
So this is a large stone door. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Okay.
Oh. You slide this door open. And it appears to be dark inside. Do you have any torches with you?
I can pull one out of my bag,
Okay.
and I'll light the torch. It's probably, since we have the professor with us, we probably don't use magical light, so I'll use a torch.
Okay.
Hold that in my offhand.
how primitive.
And inside this room, the walls are just covered in text.
Oh gosh.
That's like the archaeologist's wet dream.
Yeah.
New stuff to try
Uh,
and decide.
And it's probably not in a language I understand, though.
But you can figure it out.
Oh, totally can.
And you also see a statue.
Cool. Let's not go anywhere near that.
Why? It's just a statue.
Yep.
A large statue of a naked, bearded man.
Does Isaiah really have a reason to hate statues?
Yeah, you should be
Isaiah
super
probably
interested in
doesn't.
statues.
Yeah, Isaiah probably doesn't.
Well, there were those gargoyles that
You didn't have to remind
you
me.
didn't necessarily know were gargoyles, but come on, you knew they were gargoyles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the professor is wide-eyed and speechless and steps into the room.
Alright, well, I'll look around the room, I guess. It's like, I let him walk into the room, and then I close the door behind him!
I mean, you could.
It looks like you came to the wrong place, Professor. So that's a 26.
So you look around the room, and there doesn't really seem to be much else in here.
Just a statue and a bunch of writing.
Yep.
Well, I assume
The
Professor
statue is
speaks
in really good
Sumerian.
condition for being
Maybe he doesn't. Wait.
about 4,000 years old.
I mean, can I tell it's Sumerian? I'm assuming that's what it is. I might not even be able to tell the 12. I might not be able to tell what language it is.
You're pretty sure.
Maybe with a
It looks similar.
circumstance bonus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll ask him if he knows what these words say.
He is not sure. This is the find of a lifetime.
Think about it now, Isaiah. Your name and all of the journals and stuff. You've hit it big now. People will know your name.
Oh, I mean, all I did was open the door.
A breakthrough.
I'm sure my name would just be a footnote in whatever is written about this place.
Oh, come on, Isaiah. You're young. You got more stories to build up.
I guess I could try to discreetly. I mean, he's captivated by this anyway, so he's probably not paying attention if he sees me like muttering. I mean, I'm good at the bluff. That's a pretty low roll though. And the sleight of hand, I'm not so good at, but I do have the heroism running. Okay, I actually did better on that. So,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast comprehend languages so I can actually read the text. Because what's the worst that could happen? Like it could be, explosive runes or something.
Or it's a bunch of dick jokes.
Oh god.
That'd be pretty great.
I'm sure there are some dick joke somewhere in history.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
for sure.
wouldn't doubt it.
there's like cave drawings where it's that.
So
Yeah.
there's nine tablets here. Which one would you like to start with?
Oh, I thought there was like
Sorry,
writing on the
11.
walls.
Yeah. On the walls, there's like 11 sort
Gotcha.
of around the room. There are 11 pieces.
Blocks of text, I got blocks of
Yeah.
text. I don't know, whatever the closest one to the. Well, how are they arranged? Is it like there's 11, so there's like 5 on each side, and then one like in the front or something, or like at the far end of the room, or behind the statue maybe, or like I don't know. How's this arranged? Is there any indication on which one would be the first one to read?
Um, the first one to read, if you're going by your language conventions, it would be the one like as you walk into the room right behind you on the wall to your left.
Alright, I'll start there then, I guess, if I don't have anything else to indicate, like something different.
Okay. And you read this.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Cool. Wall of text.
You ran into a wall of text.
Okay. Does Isaiah know what this is talking about? Where's the Bhutan? I mean, I know, but does Isaiah know? Yep, maybe.
You have stumbled upon
Actually, I guess it
the
says right at the
Epic
very
of
bottom. There's the
Gilgamesh.
name. Yeah.
Hooray! Alright, it says
Okay,
D in there.
and I'm guessing that the rest of the text just continues the tale.
Mm-hmm. Which you can read here.
Okay. Which I probably shouldn't take the time to go through and actually read that right now. If I don't know, I might have. I mean, I don't think I've actually read it. I'm familiar with, like, out of character. I'm familiar with what it's about. Isaiah probably knows it as well. I guess it'd be in Babylonian. What? Actually, now I'm curious what language family Babylonian is.
It's in Sumerian.
Oh, okay.
Gilgamesh is the king of Uruk. Was the king of Uruk.
Yeah, okay. It is a Semitic language related to Arabic and Hebrew. Okay. So I don't know normally, but I do because right now because I have comprehend languages up, so I know the language for like an hour and 20 minutes. I'm gonna pretend like I don't though, because
There does
I'm
seem
not
to be a
supposed
label on the statue.
Okay. Well, I'll see what that is then.
And unlike what most of this, unlike the protagonist of your epic poem that you're reading, this statue is named Enkidu.
Okay, like his buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I'll inspect the
And
statue more closely.
okay, go ahead. It is a very fine bronze statue. That doesn't seem to do anything.
Hmm. That's a fascinating room, but it doesn't seem terribly helpful for relating to orb stuff or anything like that, I guess. But I guess it's useful for Isaiah being to be like, yeah, I helped with that.
Yeah, your
Maybe
professor has
they'll give me
faith in
more freedom to
you.
do what I want. Yeah, I can be like, I
Right.
want to go to Ur, and they'll be like, well, you're the boss now, so go ahead. Go do your archaeologist things.
Yeah.
No, maybe there's something here. Any other, doors
I've looked
and
around,
stuff?
but I haven't found anything. So at this point, I'm assuming Isaiah's kind of decided. Well, it's
I
just
can
a
try
really
and look around
interesting
with you.
telling
Look
of
through my notes, that looks interesting.
Gilgamesh's epic
Mm-hmm.
and his buddy Enkidu. Who's like his best friend forever, his BFF.
Yep. His like, he's the archetypical sidekick.
I'm just kind of looking around, but I doubt I'll see anything meaningful.
He's like the first.
I'm mostly just
sidekick
like
recorded
asking. I'm like, Isaiah, look at this. What does this mean? And then point to some like random picture or text. Oh, and over here, what does this mean?
Annoying him, in other words.
Yep, that.
I'm trying to
I
study.
feel like
here,
Zidurium
jeez.
is is like Legolas from DM of the Rings,
Oh man.
where they have like the end of it. They're like an NPC, which is Frodo, and they're like he has to have enough willpower to throw the ring into Mount Doom. So like Gimli's like, you mean the entire campaign comes down to a single D20?
Well.
And then like Gimli's like not happy about it, but then Lego's is like, whoa, that sounds intense. Roll it, man. Let's see what we get. Everyone else is he's like, you guys ready for the final roll, the fate of the world? And everyone's like, this is so lame. And Lego's sitting there like, this is awesome.
Yep, that's me.
I don't know. I don't know if Zerdurian would like that.
I
He
mean,
probably
I wouldn't like it if it's me.
if we knew that we were supposed to buff the guy up the whole entire campaign and we're all leveling together, then, you know, hopefully we brought the right abilities.
If it's
The
himself
buff
rolling,
is
maybe he'd be
really- yeah.
excited about it.
So we'd throw on some luck rolls on him, some, you know, enhancement bonuses. Some
Well, it's Lord of the Rings,
blessings.
The PCs are Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas, so they're not even in the same place as Frodo when he's making the will
Right.
save.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
I
You
guess-
don't find anything else in here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It seems to be a remarkably well-preserved room.
Who has the orb? Has anyone taken the orb out recently to see?
Ooh,
if,
no,
like,
no,
he's
we're
doing
not.
any-
We're not in the right place, and we're in front of the professor. Shh, Esther. Not now.
The professor, now that he's taken a bit of time to come to his senses, he says, "What are you standing around for? Quick, get some paper. We must copy this. We must make notes of everything that's in here. And I must get to
okay.
translating."
I thought he didn't speak this language either, though.
Reference books.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I mean, I'll help him do that. Pretend like I don't actually know what I'm reading. So I'm gonna draw like extra
Okay.
attention to myself, especially because I'm using magic to read it.
I shrug my
Oh.
shoulders and I just observe Isaiah and his work.
Actually, Esther, you want to go back outside with me while they're doing all that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
In fact, I might even just dismiss the comprehend languages just so I can like copy down the text without being distracted by the actual meaning.
Right.
I tell the others in here that I'll be out with Charlotte if you need it.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep. Well, I'll like help you out and like give you new paper and stuff. But as I'm doing it, I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, still not as much, but a little bit. I'm trying to help too. So hopefully you don't like dismiss me.
Oh yeah, I just realized that's another way. A lot like we kind of just I think we kind of just kind of tend to ignore it and just assume our magic weapons never shed light. But technically, there's like a lot of them shed light, right?
Yeah.
So it's a strong enough weapon. A strong enough weapon, you could just pull your weapon out and just that would break up a darkness spell if it's high enough caster level.
Yeah, and that
Weapons
wouldn't tip off the
aren't
professor.
gonna shed light in
Yeah, I don't
this
think any of ours
campaign.
do in this one, but it's like something I never really thought about before. But like technically, if you have a high enough level, like a high level weapon that with any sort of like energy quality, for example, you could probably just use that.
Usually darkness spells are determined by the level of spell, not the level of the caster.
Right, but a lot of times, like the thing to, well, I guess that's true. If it's based on the level of the spell, it might not be able to do it then.
Yep.
I don't know. I wonder how that works. I should like, would it be based on the spell you use to create it? I don't know.
A darkness spell? What about it?
Like using, okay, so like a lot of weapons give off light, and I'm wondering if you have like a strong enough weapon, like how would, if you'd be able to just break up the darkness spell with light, with like a light from a weapon.
I mean, it does. I guess what you're saying,
Maybe
yeah, it
not,
does
but
depend on like the level of the like of the spell. Like, how's the weapon giving off light?
right. I guess it maybe just wouldn't work generally. It doesn't matter right now, but it's kind of like not important at the moment.
Well, you do
So
your archaeologist.
you go out and you get some paper and books, and you get some other people to help out. These dwarves come with you.
Do I see any
With
maps or anything on the wall
books
that
and
might be?
paper and stuff.
Do I see any maps or anything like kind of cartographic on the walls?
Nope.
Okay, because I was thinking that would be something I could probably help translate down because it's just lines and whatnot, not like actual writing. Uh,
And upon hearing the news, a halfling also brings some refreshments.
beer. Yes.
Okay. Yay. Water.
As we're drinking, I'm asking Isaiah. I'm like, so what if you just happened to copy it down wrong on purpose to make it say something funny?
That would be terribly
No,
unethical.
no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't do it. Of course, you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying, what if?
Somebody'd probably catch it.
Okay, okay. Well, don't do that. Yeah, good idea.
I kindly or I politely refuse a drink as Hester like kind of inches away from the disturbingly small person.
Hmm.
Wait, do you hate short people?
Hester would get along great with Christopher Ward. He hated dwarves.
Yeah, he had good reason to hate dwarves too.
Non-human humanoid races are something that she doesn't enjoy too.
You would consider humans to be the pure master race?
No, just the other ones are weird. That guy has hair all over his feet, and dwarves are like short and like weirdly stocky with a lot of hair, and elves are tall and have weird looking eyes and pointy ears. It's like,
Plus,
why
nobody
can't
likes
everyone just be
elves.
normal like a human?
They're weird. They do strange things.
Elves are also savage.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Savages from the America.
Okay.
Yeah, fortunately Rodney's only half elf.
He's not half bad.
Rodney's, he's all right. He looks mostly human. Secret Bright looks so weird.
You gotta watch it.
When I hear like orcs and elves, I'm like on board, and then I hear with
gotta
Will
watch
Smith, and I'm like, what?
You gotta watch it. You have to. You really do. Like, it's not...
Is it terrible?
No, it's great! Oh my god, it was really good.
Because I would be more down to watch it if it was like a really like terrible, funny movie to watch.
No, it's really good. It's like D&D good. It's like it when I was watching it, I was like, whoa, you know, that's the power my character would have felt when it did this, you know, and it really had power behind it. And it's not that classic Will Smith that everybody knows, the young Will Smith. He's grown up, you know, so he has some witty lines, but it's more about that orc than anything.
I'll maybe watch it on recommendation, but yeah, I'm iffy.
It's got elves, and the elves are like the snooty, pristine people, and they live in high society, and they have like gold railings for their streets and stuff like that. It's so realistic to D&D's descriptions.
Hey, how much later are we going, by the way?
Good question.
Do you want to be left off on a cliffhanger or no?
Of course.
Okay. So, if you want to be left off on a cliffhanger, you guys are going to have to go to Earth. GM
Oh.
knowledge.
Okay, well, I guess we've seen all there is
'Cause
to
I
see
kind of
here.
want to. I kind of gotta get going here pretty soon.
I urge everybody, I don't know, to like, let's get going.
Okay, well, I don't need this cliffhanger, but okay.
I've got a good
Right.
feeling that if we go to we'll be left hanging.
I'd rather just save it for next session.
Oh, I guess we could do that too. The knowledge of the cliffhanger is already a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a meta cliffhanger. It's like as good as a normal cliffhanger, right?
Gives us less time to think about what the hell's going on.
And the party was
Yeah.
left with the thought that if they went to there would be something that would leave them hanging. The thought about it leaves them hanging.
And we definitely were on a cliffhanger though for Friday's game though tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So we just translating stuff, copying stuff down, and calling
Yeah,
it?
next session I'll probably
Sure.
be trying to come up with an excuse for Isaiah to go to like leave this site and go to
Just tell them it's a matter that is very urgent.
Nailed.
You urge them to let you go.
Yeah. I mean, I just helped him with
Otherwise, you'll stick your foot up the... Oh wait, no, that's Uranus. Hang on.
Oh, man. Stick your foot up there.
Anyways. Yeah, so we copy stuff down.
Yeah.
I try and help organize them because, you know, like dealing with military maps and stuff, I have a pretty good, like, numbering system to, like, you know, you have all these separate sheets of paper, but, like, you put little numbers on them to identify where they go in, like, a grid if you lay them all out. So I help with that part.
Nice. I didn't help at all. I stood outside.
Yeah, we
You stood
outside.
guard. Make sure no one
Right.
disturbed us.
I made sure these doors weren't up to anything.
Charlotte probably spent time rambling.
Yeah, you gotta
to
keep an eye on them.
Hester about, like, oh, maybe they're looking for the orbs. I mean, they have the orbs, and they don't know what locations they're supposed to go to. Oh, gosh. You know, things about the orbs.
Oh, those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, they're conspiring, and there's a lot of bad dudes that are helping other bad dudes, and we just happen to be able to kill one bad dude.
Well, the thing is Miranda was so interested in it, but it seemed like she was so like uneducated about it, and to have these guys like in such a desperate need, or they're all both of them are trying to get it. It
Oh, guess
starts to
Ron's
make
gone.
me wonder what the separation was between the two, because like,
Oh, because they knew each other, right?
right, but are any of these people good, or are these people all bad? Like, I don't know. We don't really know the answer to this,
That's true.
other than Miranda supposedly, hopefully, was good and was killed by one of them.
Yeah, I didn't know Miranda for very long.
What if Miranda was actually the bad
Neither did
guy
we.
and the other guy's the good guy?
Well, see, well, Miranda was working with the police, so unless she was really good at, you know,
Well,
concealing
ask
them.
Isaiah if that means much.
Yeah, it doesn't mean much.
It means that she must be the bad guy.
Must be that.
I think they were both the bad guys, honestly.
Yeah.
We're the good guys.
I
We'll
didn't
bring
like
balance.
I didn't like Miranda, but I don't like either. I don't like either of those other guys, especially
The ones that
Vincent
stole
was the
from
one that
us.
stole from us. But yeah, he was also like yeah, he was already kind of doing a bunch of bad shit anyway before we even met him. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, in any case, I believe that the three of them found, something powerful, whether it be like all the orbs or something else related to the orbs. And I
Well, we
mean,
found the orbs
power,
with Miranda, but
anyway, I gotta get going.
but
So
but that, yep. Good
I'll see
night.
you guys tomorrow.
Okay.